What is good, chat? How we doing? Oh, this camera is too damn close. I don't know if I'm okay with that. But let's get on with the show nevertheless. Guys, let me know how you're doing today. Don't forget, on your way in, hit the like button, all right? And as you know, you got to let me know how I'm doing on the audio, all right? We got to make sure this show is pristine, all right? Because we got a lot to talk about here today, okay? And guys, if we don't want to already know, we already want to talk about the main news right now, which is Andrew Tate has officially been indicted. All right, we all know that that's a big deal right now. All right, it's a bigger deal because some people said that it wasn't going to happen because there was no evidence. Matter of fact, even when people with hindsight saw this coming, there was a subset of men out there who are fanatics, particularly fanatics about red pill content creators for some reason, right? They said there was no evidence and there was no reason as to why Andrew Tate would be charged. It's all fake news, okay? Now, here's the thing. Maybe you overlook some of the already self-snitched evidence that was put out there by Andrew Tate himself. Maybe you can overlook that, all right? And maybe before even the prosecutors had charges filed on this guy, maybe you can even make the argument and say, yeah, you know what, guys, we don't know if he's guilty, all right? There's no evidence. And the stuff that Andrew Tate has online, what they're pointing to as evidence, okay, Evie and Sophie, okay, they're not real people because they're fake names. Even the BBC acknowledged that, okay? What? You're gonna say that they'll hold him in jail for this long and they haven't charged him yet? Of course. The main reason, Duke, it's because he is innocent. All right. So we heard all those talks, and you would have been fine to get away with that before, even before he got locked up. Maybe. Okay. Now, even though there's after and there's evidence that's been dropped multiple times, and most of them done by Andrew Tate, proving that this man is guilty and he's likely going to face some serious jail time. All right. I mean, you can't hide that at this point. Okay. Now that we've gotten to that level, you know what these guys are saying now? You know what these bozos are saying? They're still saying the same thing that they did before Andrew Tate got arrested, before it was all just an accusation and whatnot. They're still maintaining this weird kind of worldview that Andrew Tate is innocent. Now, listen, if you were a Tate boy, Stan fanboy, all right, listen, I generally wouldn't care. I mean, you're an idiot anyways for buying into these courses, all right? It is what it is, all right? We're going to just put you in that category. It's one thing to hear from these fanatics who are saying, yo, free Tate, bro. Tate can do no wrong, bro. Like, come on, bro. I mean, he's free Tate, bro. He's Tate, bro. He's a Tate goat, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, dude. He's innocent. W Tate, bro. Like, right? So you guys, I'm okay with that, all right? Because you're just fanatics that live on YouTube, okay? You don't really have lives. You live vicariously through these YouTubers, all right? I don't blame you. However, when the content creators themselves, okay, who these idiots follow, who claim to be about truth, facts, evidence, and all this other bullshit, when these same guys are the ones who are pushing that narrative that there's no evidence, pushing that narrative that Andrew Tate's innocent, pushing that narrative that these women are lying and all these different things, even after the arrest, even after the formal indictment. Okay, now I got to start asking questions, okay, because now I'm looking at you red pill leaders, all right? I got to look at it one from two different directions, all right? Either this is some kind of massive cope that you guys are having right now, and you content creators, MLD, fresh and fit, fuck, Adam Sosnick, bozo, fuck, God damn, right? These content creators who are leading their fans, I have no other option but to either believe that you guys are under some kind of massive scope, or it's not scope, cope, all right, where you can't believe that Andrew Tate could be guilty of these crimes that he's been charged of. I mean, I don't know what evidence could have led you to believe that he would be found innocent, all right? Maybe it's the one that he put out online. Maybe he must have found you innocent. But either you're coping or you're proving us correct, that you guys are grifting and just using this man's name for clout, because y'all already know this guy's going to jail. You already know he's a done for. He's done. All right. His name is Dirt. All right. By the time he gets out of this, they already said you get ready for a multi-year long battle. Are you kidding me? Do you think Andrew Tate's reputation is going to last through all that? Let's just be real. No. Okay. But these guys, they're going to do their darnest to keep that bullshit alive. Why? It's not because of Andrew Tate. He's not going to benefit from any of it. No. It's for the clout. So I'm going to ask y'all, Adam Sosnick, you bitch. God damn. MLD. Fresh and fit. I'm going to ask y'all, all right? Listen. Is this all worth it? Like, let's be real, all right? Is this all worth it? I mean, you guys are calling yourselves stand-up guys and, never be a snake and all this stuff like that. But how is it that y'all are going to be continuously benefiting from a man who's clearly his life is reaching pretty much, at least the life as we know it as Andrew Tate, it's pretty much reaching the end of the rope, right? I mean, you got to start asking yourselves these questions. Now, here's the thing. Andrew Tate has finally responded to the charges that the Romanian government has levied against him. Matter of fact, it was yesterday that he had to appear at the courthouse to be formally charged by the government. All right. So before he did that, he decided to do another horrendous and possibly disastrous impromptu interview. And as you know, it's in his boxers. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with you red pill dudes, and y'all are just doing emergency meetings and shows in your boxers. Like, well, I mean, you're speaking to a group of young men. Why are you almost naked, bro? Is that the energy and love the guys are supposed to be feeling from your naked body? I don't know. I don't know what it is. All right, but he was doing another meeting. All right, he did it raw, like the way he likes his audience. Right, that he was doing that shit, and he basically broke down the biggest reason why all of this stuff is happening to him, all right? And y'all guessed it, it had nothing to do with Tate at all. Matter of fact, it had everything to do, okay? It had everything to do with the Matrix. The Matrix, yeah. You know that thing that we talk about in the Manosphere space a lot? Accountability. Yeah. Crumple that bullshit up and throw it away. It's the Matrix now. All right, that's the new scapegoat. Okay, so Andrew Tate pretty much came out and talked about what he's doing right now. And honestly, I think it was just one big mistake after another, because he shouldn't be talking to the media. I mean, if you guys actually noticed, every time that Andrew Tate opened his mouth since he was released on house arrest, it got progressively worse. His shit just got horrendous for him, right? Every time he opened his mouth, him and his brother, you just had new charges, all right? The first time he did shit with the BBC, all of a sudden, new people came out and they were going to file lawsuits against him. All of a sudden, he does another one with the, what do you call it, the little war room or whatever it is. He's got more, the prosecutors came out and said, you know what? Thanks for your emergency war room or non-war room meeting, but we're going to now remove 5 charges that we didn't really want to, charge you with. And we're going to upgrade the existing ones to a more serious one. All right. And then he just keeps doing interviews and stuff after the other. And it just seems that his life gets progressively harder. It's almost as if to say that, hey, bro, maybe you're saying too much. Doubt has protest. Maybe you should just stop the snitching, the self-imposed snitching, and just keep quiet, go to trial, and do your thing like a man. All right. But apparently not, because you girly boys over there, y'all need social media to validate yourselves. I mean, really, realistically, what is the point of talking to social media other than talking to a bunch of people that at the end of the day not gonna give a fuck about you, because you, Andrew Tate, are the only one doing the time. You and your brother, that is Fresh and Fit, not gonna be doing it. Adam Sosnick are not gonna be doing it. MLD's not doing the time. All right, Donnie Boy, all these guys, they're not gonna be doing the time. You are. All right. So why the fuck do you feel the need to go ahead and expose yourself further on social media for people who don't give a fuck? I mean, they can pretend on the internet all day fucking long. They could pay for your fucking courses, but at the end of the day, they not gonna get you out of jail. They can't. They're gonna fund your your books. Is that what it is? Nah. The Romanian government's taking everything. Why? Because you can't help but to keep bragging about your wealth on the internet. It's almost as if to say that the more you talk, the more sharks are swimming around you. I mean, hey, it's not me. It's your life. We're going to go ahead and play this. All right. Oh, we got a new member. Chat. All right, we got to welcome the new member into the dukendon family. Welcome. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Be Too Cool. We got Moxie. We got Francois. We got all the OGs in the chat today. I appreciate y'all being here. Let me pull this up. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear this audio. I mean, it just gets ridiculous, man. Personally, I think Andrew Tate should shut up, but I think it's a little too late for that at this point.
I just wanted to have an informal conversation. I was going to put a suit on and do this formally, but I think it's better if I do this informally. Highlighting some of the things that everybody already knows about how the Matrix operates and what they're trying to do to me and what I believe is going to happen next. It's quite interesting that they are attacking me and attempting to vilify me at the exact same time, whereas real predators, which work for the media establishment, are being ousted. So it's really interesting to do a juxtaposition and do a comparison, right, between how they will treat Philip Schofield, who is confirmed as a groomer, who is admitting he has committed sexual crimes.
Listen, you know what's so fucking hilarious about this and not funny at the same time is that he's comparing himself to a pedophile. And one of the charges he's facing right now is trafficking of a potential minor. So it's like, bruh, like you're comparing. Now I finally understand why you're comparing yourself to Philip Schofield, a pedo, all right? Because, again, I keep saying the only thing worse than a pedophile is a trafficker, a human trafficker. Realistically, you guys are, because that's akin to slavery. You guys are the lowest of the low in my fucking book, bro. Like, you pedos, y'all are all just some degenerate fucks. But amongst the bracket of degenerate fucks, we can all agree that pedos, yeah, you know, you could probably just, you know, whatever you want to do, all right? So it is what it is, okay? But listen, the fact that he keeps comparing himself or his case to a pedophile, it doesn't make any sense, because realistically, what he's trying to, listen, the argument that Andrew Tate's trying to make is he's trying to make it seem as though that, yes, you have someone who does things as heinous as a pedophile, all right, and he gets treated with kid gloves on the media, but someone like me who's only trying to preach the good word and the good message to all the young men out there, right? Someone like me, okay, we're just persecuted worse than an actual pedo. And what he's doing there, he's being disingenuous because, okay, here's the thing. The pedophile right here, this Schofield guy, he's known for making outlandish statements on, you know, social media. You are, okay? So that's one dividing thing right there. And what he got charged for was actual pedophilia, okay? So that's his crime. That's the fact that he was touching kids was the sole reason he got the authorities' eyes focused on him, okay? He got that heat on him. For that, you got that heat because you were bragging about being a trafficker, all right? And you were using that to make money, and then when they found that you were doing that, they investigated that separate thing, and then they said, oh, this is actually something worth taking you to trial for, and then they booked you on that, all right? That's what that's what the heat is on you, all right? And you actually drew that heat to yourself because you were talking crazy in a loud, bombastic way. You did that. So it wasn't because the government's coming after you because of the shit that you're saying. Look at the red pill and the community you came out of. Everyone is saying the exact same bullshit that you're saying. The only difference between them and you is you have this whole trafficking angle to it, and they're prosecuting you for it. All right. I guarantee you, if Myron had the same bullshit, they be looking at him too. All right, he can make it sound like it's the Matrix coming after him because he's telling the truth, whatever truth you think that you're telling out there. You can make it seem like that, but at the end of the day, that's what the focus is. And to make it sound to just make hit the point further home, all right, just to make sure this is more ridiculous than you guys are actually trying to make it out to not be. Okay, it's think about this: the Romanian government, the Romanian media, they're not coming out there and saying, yeah, actually, one of the big things that we're prosecuting this guy on is because we didn't like the things he said on social media. Yeah, the misogynistic stuff that he said about women, we didn't like it. So we're also going to add that to the case file, right? That's not it. They're not even mentioning that. They're saying, hey, bruh, listen, we don't care about all the shit you say on the internet. Someone probably done the worst. All right. I mean, majority of the government, I won't say the government, but the city itself, not the city, but this country is ran by the mafia. You would know, right? You bragged about it. So you would know. So if anything, I don't think they care about the harshness of your language, but they care about you, a foreign national, right? Engaging in behaviors that makes their country look bad and brag about it. Okay, so the Matrix that you're describing, it doesn't exist. You're just, for the first time in your fucking life, have to fess up, all right, to the consequences of your actions. That's it. Shit, I don't get why y'all are making this to be something else that it isn't. There's no Matrix. It's just him, all right? That's what it is. Argyle NT, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. He says, Myron Gaines is like a Brendan Schwab of the RP. No. Yeah, you know what? I don't know, Brendan Schwab. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Let's continue.
And how they'll treat me, a man with no convictions and no admission of sexual crimes. Look at the differences in the headlines. Look at how soft they are in their interviews with him.
You've had quite the week. How are you?
Look at how now, after only 2 or 3 days, the headlines are saying we should forgive him and feel sorry for him and let him off. Whereas me, who's been under constant media assault for over a year, they never let up. They never.
That's because you made it part of your brand and identity to attack the media. A lot of you red pillars do that. How do you expect to attack an entity, right? You build your brand, Andrew Tate, off of you. Because listen, you started talking about this red pill shit, and then you started demonizing the media before the media even knew about you. You understand that? You were doing that. So what I don't get this, right? You've been attacking the media to build your brand and expose them for how fake they are and everything like that. And that's fine. You can criticize them. But then now you're mad that all of a sudden when you get in trouble, you're not getting a favorable treatment by the media. Oh, well, look how they tricked this Geppetto guy. Can you scroll through his Twitter feed and see how much times this pedo guy was talking about how trash the media is? Because I'm sure there'll probably be some editor over there that probably have a problem with that and go after him, right? And I'm not saying that's the reason, or there could be plenty of reasons why they didn't go after the Schofield guy. Fact of the matter is, I don't even like to make this argument or comparison because I think it's just weird that Andrew Tate is comparing himself to a pedophile. He could have compared himself to any other trafficker that got hemmed up in the media, but he chose a trafficker. And it's uncomfortable kind of like even talking about this. But realistically, it just has to be said because this guy is ridiculous right now. You attacked the media, you got famous. Now you're in trouble. And now you're literally begging the media to treat you favorably. Okay, fine. Let's say if the media wasn't even biased like that, is doing tit for tat favors, right? Maybe they don't really care if you criticize them, and they'll just try to be as objective as possible. Why are you upset that you are getting unfavorable treatment, even though your whole career? All right, let's move the other stuff aside, the media criticism. When you talk about shit like depression isn't real, when you talk off the cuff like someone's drunk uncle, and it sounds like you're making sense because you can loosely weave all these conspiracy patterns together, but if you break it down to brass tacks, it doesn't make any sense. It actually has no basis in reality. So they got a guy on their hands who has this outrageous, outlandish, misogynistic takes, okay? And not only that, he criticized the media a lot, even though they didn't do anything to him until he got to our radar. All right. And then on top of that, this same misogynist guy also gets busted for trafficking. How do you think they're going to cover you, bruh? You know, like it's crazy. Trump does the same thing. I mean, I guess you guys can compare yourselves together, right? Trump criticized the media all the damn time, all right? And then when he wants favorable criticisms, or not favorable criticism, but favorable stories written on him, he can't find it. And then he gets mad. But it's like, like, make it make sense, dude. Like, are y'all paying attention? Listen, y'all gotta understand something. If you want to play the media game, you gotta move through with tact. None of y'all have tact. All right, you're choosing the easy way to get famous. All right, and that's be brash and obnoxious and bombastic. That gets you clicks and views. But hey, you know what they say about a star that shines bright? All right, it burns out pretty fucking quick. That goes for not just you, but there are Hollywood actors that do the same thing. People who are rappers and artists. Okay, all right, they're all over the place, and they end up just like you. Her Square, shout out to you for the $2 chat. He says he is creepy and came across always. Yeah, you can always catch a vibe from somebody, right? Whether whether you listen to them, whether you look at them, their patterns, how they talk, how they do certain things, you get a vibe off of something like that. And with Andrew Tate, the vibe I got off of him, not necessarily creepy, just an insecure dude. Like, incredibly insecure guy, bro. He seemed like that guy that, like, honestly, if we went to school together, I'd probably won't hang out with him. To be honest with you, I'm like, that guy. Nah, let's leave him alone. We'll probably make fun of him, right? Because he seems like that kind of guy that was interested in, like, the stuff that people nowadays will probably consider like nerdy, or maybe not nerdy anymore, but cool, because nerd shit has become cool nowadays. But back in the day, he'd probably be that guy, like, oh, okay. Yeah, you one of them weirdos. Oh yeah, I'm a master of Aikido. Whatever. Man, get the fuck out of here. You got these hands. What are you doing? Get the fuck out of here. So he's like, he gives me them vibes, bro. Like some of the people I know in school that just think they're the main characters in their own story, right? That's what it is. It's the main character syndrome, bro. You could just sense that. It's like, huh? Oh, you think you're the only one here? Okay, bye. Let's continue.
Never change. Someone sent me a clip yesterday, Philip Schofield, saying he's going to kill himself and how sad he is.
Last week, if my daughters hadn't been there, then I wouldn't be here.
Why do they keep pushing me? Why do they keep pushing me?
Look at this guy. This guy's milk toast, right? Doesn't look like, probably hasn't been in the gym like in the past 3 years. All right, he's completely bruh. I think you know why they came after you. All right, stop the cap, bro. This is just bullshit.
Playing the sympathy card, and all the headlines are now like, yeah, we can't keep attacking this poor man. For 1 year they've attacked me, and they will not stop. And this highlights the difference between the people who are on the side of the establishment and the people who are not on the side of the establishment. I've been offered to sell my soul very many times. I want everyone at home to understand, you do not become the most Googled man on earth, especially amongst the demographic of young men, which have money to spend, without very large companies and corporations becoming extremely interested in you. I've been offered...
Dumbass. That's called a brand deal. Dude, what the fuck? What are you talking about here, bro? Come on.
$50 to $60 million by companies I'm not going to name. All I had to do was shut up. Shut up. Take the money. Wear the stupid hat. Wave around the stupid drink. Whatever it is.
Nigga, you're doing that shit right now. Maybe not the hat, but you're waving around your drink and your little bullshit cigar over there, all right? You know, for $60 million to keep your mouth shut, maybe it kept you out of a lot of trouble that you're in right now, okay? And anybody believe this bullshit? Do you honestly believe? I mean, what is this? Do you honestly believe this bullshit? You got offered $60 million to keep your mouth shut, but you didn't keep your mouth shut because they wanted you to, wear a little hat and whatnot, and it's by companies you don't want to name. Are you fucking kidding me? All right, you got influencers all over the place that get brand deals bigger than yours. XQC just got $100 million to go stream with, was it Kick or whatever it is, right? What is it? Aiden Ross almost bungled. That's your prodigy. He almost bungled a $170 million deal with Kick. All right, yeah, that's your prodigy right there. Your little ass kisser. You literally are telling me that you got offered $60 million. You didn't take the money, and that's fine. Maybe you don't need it, okay? But you're trying to make it seem like the company that offered you the $60 million is trying to like control you, and they're you're trying to make it sound like these are one of the main companies that are running societies and they want to control you and whatnot. What the fuck are they gonna get out of you? At the end of the day, just promoting your same message. I doubt that there are companies out there that are going to be paying you $60 million just to shut up. It seems as though they'll pay you to keep doing what the fuck you're doing. Like, that's crazy to me. And why wouldn't you name the companies? Save your skin right now. You're about to go down for the Matrix. You're gonna tell me you're not gonna tell the world who's who and what? You're gonna sit there and tell me that bullshit? It's a lie. This Matrix shit's a gimmick. And at the end of the day, here's what's gonna happen. People are going to get sick of this. At the end of the day, you keep pushing this Matrix shit, this Matrix shit, this Matrix shit. At the end of the day, people are going to look at you guys as losers that are quoting your lives as if you're in some kind of fucking movie. Again, that's why I feel like this guy was a guy. If I was in school, I knew guys like this in high school, all right? And maybe y'all will be like, oh, well, Duke, that's why he's rich now. Yeah, and it kind of makes sense why a lot of these losers, they don't get friends in high school and then they end up becoming millionaires, okay? Because they have some kind of vendetta, and it is what it is. And, no one's getting mad or anything like that. It's just that y'all are the type of losers, bro, that will go around actually believing that you're the only ones in your own lives. Like you're the main characters in your own fucking movie. Like, grow the fuck up. You're about to do almost 10 years in prison, all right? And you're listing off companies that offered you shut up money. And you're not going to tell us who the fuck it is? You're fucking retarded if you think we're going to believe that shit. No, I'm just going to be real. I'm just going to be real. Like, what is this? If that was me facing 10 years in a prison in Romania, I'd be Edward Snowden. Yeah. Who's that WikiLeaks guy? Can somebody put the name of that WikiLeaks guy in the chat? What's his name? Right? Dude stuck in Russia right now. I'd be that guy. I'd be on WikiLeaks. Yep. And it was Johnson & Johnson. They offered me $30 million. All right. And then we had Coca-Cola and Pepsi. All right. Coca-Cola offered me 15. Pepsi offered me another 15. And they said all I had to do was shut up. I got the notes right here. I got the documents. Send it all out there. That actually makes you more of a credible guy, right? That would make you more credible if you have dossiers, okay, that was hand sent to you, offering you check in hand to shut the fuck up. If that's not true, I suggest you shut the fuck up, because you're saying shit right now that's not going to make you look good in a court of law. You're literally comparing two things. And obviously, they're going to be bozos that buy this crap. Whatever. It's your fucking life, dog. But I'm telling you right now, if you believe a word coming out of his mouth, all right, without evidence to prove it, that there were companies out there that offered him $60 million just to wear a hat and shut up, to be honest with you, you should have took the deal. Maybe you wouldn't be in a Romanian prison right now. Just saying. John, shout out to you for the $2 super tap. He says, recommend Sneeko versus Hunter, Pearl versus Ethan's precursor. Oh, man, that's going to be... Dude, Pearl versus Ethan, that's going to be crazy. Z King, shout out to you for the $10 super chat. He says, isn't it ironic that a hyper-materialistic aristocrat who is a caricature of masculinity presents himself as the common man? He calls out establishment because he's not cool enough to join. Facts! No matter how rich he is, he's not part of the cool kids club. That's essentially what it is. I guarantee you, if he was really offered that elite money, if he was really offered to be a part of the elite, he'd be the first one bragging about it. I mean, are you guys actually that dumb? Like, come on. If he actually got accepted into the elite, like the inner circles of guys who make decisions in this world, if he was really about that, he wouldn't stop talking about that. That, for him on social media, is a complete and utter bragging right. Matter of fact, that is a fuck you to everyone that doubted him kind of bullshit, right? That's why he's them kind of kids with that kind of attitude where it's like, yeah, you were definitely picked on when you were younger, because, like, realistically, bro, the way you acting out now, it's like you're trying to live out your fantasy, but in the real world. And you guys, you guys find it so freaking funny, right? How this guy tries to pretend that he's fighting for the common guy, right? He's trying to pretend that no, I'm just like you, right? Just like, and there are a lot of rich billionaires that do this bullshit too. They do it all this time when they want to relate to the plebs. They try to pretend like they're poor, right? Elon Musk is notorious for doing this shit. Okay, a rich guy comes from a rich family in South Africa, but comes to America and pretends that he was broke. Like, nigga, what? Your dad was on some kind of powerful pharmaceutical board or some shit like that. It was his dad or his mom. Someone was a lawyer and someone was a pharmaceutical boss in his family or something like that. Or I'm thinking, but they had money. Okay, his parents had money, and he's trying to pretend to live. That's what all millionaires do. But I gotta ask you guys one question, okay? Other than boxing and webcamming, how else did Andrew Tate make money? I want y'all to honestly answer that question. He's the top G, right? Yeah, top G. Yeah, where your Bugatti at? Where is it? No, Romanian got him. They got it right now. All right, but can you tell me what other income source, aside from the kickboxing, that he had that he can point to and say, yeah, that made me a shit ton of money. That made me 6 figures before I started pimping girls on webcam. I'll just wait. Even before he came on YouTube like that, what can he point to in the real world that he did before he became an internet pimp and a YouTube pimp, right? What do you can't point to one. Matter of fact, Andrew Tate wouldn't even tell you because he knows that before the camming, he didn't do anything. He was broke in an apartment, owed drug dealers money and owed casinos money. He was a degenerate gambling drug addict. That's what he was. All right, and I'm not going after him for being a drug addict, whatever like that, because that's a serious problem. But he's painted himself as God's gift to man. But he was a degenerate gambler before he found out that he could be a pimp online, and then he did that. He literally took the path of the scummiest kind of person you can ever be, a gambling degenerate that goes into pimping. That's his source of his wealth, and to this day, that continuously is the source of his wealth. But y'all over here are hyping him up like he's this great business leader, this great business mind, but he didn't make money until he got to YouTube. He didn't make money. Matter of fact, he needed platforms like Fresh and Fit to get him up there. So you're worshiping a man who had nothing before y'all helped him. And now he's here acting like he's better than you. Now, thanks to you guys, all your money is going to get locked up with the Romanian government. Yeah, them Bugattis y'all paid for, it belongs to the Romanian government now. And I think that's why a lot of these Fresh and Fit, these Andrew Tate stands, I think this is why they're so mad. Because they spend so much time, effort, investing in this loser, only to lose it all in some federal charge. Make it make sense. This guy lost it all because he wanted to be stupid.
And continue to agree with whatever the Matrix says, regardless of my own personal feelings, my personal views and beliefs, and just push it on the minds of young children. And I refuse to do that. I refuse to sell my soul. If I would have sold my soul to a large corporation, and then this attack happened, which I very much doubt this level of Matrix attack would have even happened to me, but if it did, then this large corporation would speak to the media, and the media would be treating me like they treat Philip Schofield.
So you're telling me you've never received any type of sponsorships whatsoever from any brand company or anything, right? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I would say you're fucking lying, bro. You want to tell me you didn't partner with other YouTubers who have massive brands who you can say are actually connected to a lot of these what you call decision makers? You want to tell me you collabing with them, helping their numbers go up? That's not being part of it. That's not you. You have the same thing about the saying about selling your soul. You didn't sell your soul when you were trafficking women in Romania. You didn't sell your soul when you were selling drugs. You didn't sell your soul when you were opening up gambling casinos for the mafia. But no. When it comes to this thing that you were definitely guilty for, all right, they definitely have evidence for. Now it's like, no, they're trying to shut me up because I didn't sell my soul. So all this degenerate bullshit you've been doing up until this point, I'm sorry, that's not selling your soul. I'm sorry, you didn't sell your soul the moment you decided to, let me just go ahead and traffic girls and lie to them and bring them from another country over here so they can make money, right? That wasn't losing your soul. What are you talking about here? This is listen. What he's trying to do right now is you're looking at a guy who's scared. He has no other option but the media. All right. Listen, he knows he's gonna get hammered by the prosecutors in court. All right. So the only court he feels as though he has control of is the court of public opinions. He knows that he at any point in time can put a finger on the trigger and get access to millions of young men. All right, he knows that while he's sitting there shirtless in his boxers, just push one button and he's just live streaming straight to the faces to millions of young men. They can just see all of this shit right here. All right, so that's what you're doing, right? You're playing the media game because you're hoping that it creates enough of a shitstorm to mask what you're actually gonna get when you get in there. And it's not going to work, bro. At least maybe for the short time it will, but long term, people are going to be up to it, because how long are you going to be spitting this Matrix narrative before people start saying, okay, all right, dude, the evidence is out. They got all this shit on you. You can't keep saying it's the Matrix, dog. Like, the Matrix didn't make you type these DMs to these girls. The Matrix didn't make you do any of this. And those were his DMs, like DMs that were leaked. Those were him. They just changed up the names, but those were all him. So, like, once it comes out in court and they release everything and they say, no, yeah, we proved this is all Andrew Tate. This is him, and we have the phone records to prove it. This is him and that girl. All right, what are you guys going to say then? Eventually, y'all going to be like, oh, yeah, now he's trying to play us for suckers because the evidence said he's guilty. Those were his text messages, and he's still out there talking about the Matrix. Come on, Andrew Tate. Take accountability. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Tate fans will still defend him till this day. I don't know. All I know is this Matrix act is going to get old. So keep milking it while you can. Be too cool. OG, shout out to you for the $10 super chat. He says, what's up, Duke? I'm good. How you doing? He says, always happy to add to the roast and facts tip jaw. Facts. Shout out to you. He says, talk that shit, my dude. I can do nothing else but talk shit. That's what we doing over here. I love it. Listen, especially to these red pill poppers. They've been talking shit for so long. I got to get my shit off, bro. I got to. Pause. All right. But yeah, you know what I mean. Z King, shout out to you. He says, thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, Andrew Tate Stan biggest weakness is his arrogance. He had to lay low. Had he lay low, he likely would have gotten away with a lot of stuff. Facts. If he would have just kept his mouth shut, there'd have been a lot of stuff that he would have been like, that would have slept under the rug. Matter of fact, he probably wouldn't have been hemmed up as much as he's hemmed up now. But he's trying to act like a John Gotti type, right? A John Gotti Scarface type, right? You know those guys who are like infamous for like beating charges or accusations, especially in the media, and they walk around like Teflon. That's how John Gotti got his name, Teflon Don, right? That's what these guys are trying to portray themselves as. He wants to act like a Teflon Don. So whenever he feels as though he gets a W against one accusation that some girl levied somewhere, right? He goes on social media and brags about it. Yeah, the girl was jealous, her boyfriend was stupid. Yeah, and they just can't mess with the Tate. That's why, you go up there with all that bravado. Eventually, there are going to be other people watching and looking at that and saying, you know what? Fuck this guy. I remember he did some shit to me too. Now I want to throw my hat in the ring. Right? And then he beats that charge, or he beats that accusation in the court of public opinion. Then he feels even more emboldened to be doing more dumb shit. Even the first time he got raided. Y'all remember the first time he got raided after that one girl went to the embassy and her boyfriend threw a fit about it, right? He came out there when the media was interviewing him, like, hey, dude, you were being arrested. You like, what's going on? Or are these charges true, right? Dude goes in and he was acting like the Teflon Don because he felt as though he beat the accusations, right? And what happened? It just kept getting worse. He got raided again for the second time. All right. Beat that one. Comes out, still talk shit, then get raided again. And then after he gets raided, throw him in jail. The moment he gets out on house arrest, he comes out and does the exact same thing, pumping out his chest, talking all tough, acting like he won something, like you're a Teflon Don. And you got to realize that every time you do that, you don't think these prosecutors are going to be like, all right, bro. They got the Rick Ross lip-licking, hand-rubbing shit going on. They're like, all right, bro. Bet. We going to get you. We going to throw the whole book at you. Keep bragging. Keep bragging. That's what they're doing. He's falling right into it. He doesn't know it because in his mind, he's allowed his followers to gas him up so much he believes his own myth about himself. That's why he has to come out even after they just charged him to do a stupid video like this. He's still beating his chest even after they charged him. It's like he doesn't learn a thing. And the thing is, at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, who is he doing it for? Because it's not helping him. And it's definitely not helping him because his life is getting worse every time he talks. He's doing it for the fans. That's why he got to tell you that this guy's losing. A real confident man, a real man who knows he's innocent, he'll have his day in court, and he knows that the evidence, they got nothing on him. They got nothing. So he'll go to court and say, show me what you got, and my lawyers are ready for war. That's what they'll do. But this guy's guilty as a fucking rat. So what does he do? He goes online and fucking rats. That's all he does. He's talking to the media because that's all he can do. And I don't know when you Tate stand boys are going to wake up and realize this shit. He knows he's going to get hemmed up. He knows it's going to be serious. So he needs, listen, if the court's not going to be on his side, if he feels as though the media's not going to be on his side, he wants you guys to at least be on his side. Because the moment you find out what's really going on over here with the Tate Empire, the moment you're going to leave, or at least the more reasonable ones out of you. That's why y'all got to stop listening to this bullshit. I'm sorry to go off like that. I had to go off because, like, listen, your super chat is facts. Your super chat is facts. Just keep your goddamn mouth shut. But no, I got to go beat my chest. Every time I beat the charge, I got to come out and talk my shit. You're only hurting yourself.
They wouldn't be treating me as an enemy. They would treat me as an ally. All I had to do was sell my soul, and I refused. The recent BBC interview that took place, I don't think most people understand genuinely how snaky that interview was. The reason I had to destroy her so ruthlessly is because of how the interview was set up. When I was in jail, the BBC was constantly trying to get me to give an interview over the phone, and I refused. When I left jail, the BBC begged me for an interview, daily, begging me. And for 3 months, I refused. Eventually, once I understood, after my 3rd month of house arrest, what the Romanian government is going to do to me, which we're going to discuss shortly, I thought now would be a good time to get an interview.
Thank you so much for exposing yourself, you dumbass. You notice what he said. Listen, y'all listen to what people say, and you listen to surface level shit. Okay, that's why you get fooled. I don't get fooled. You got to get up early to fool me, baby. All right, here's what he's actually saying. When I was locked up, before I actually really knew what charges were going to come down from the Romanian government, yeah, I didn't talk to anyone. I'm sure the BBC, they were reaching out to me like crazy, but so were other media organizations, all right? Because let's just face it, there were a bunch of other people other than the BBC that were reaching out to you. You just chose the BBC, right? And notice what he says. He says, after 3 months of house arrest, and I realized what the Romanian government was going to do to me, I decided, you know what? This is the perfect time to talk to the BBC. This is the perfect time to talk to the media. Now, why would someone wait so long until they find out what is being done or what the Romanian government is planning to charge them with? All right. Why would they all of a sudden now break their media silence? And guess what? It wasn't just the BBC he started talking to after he got that off of house arrest, or not off of house arrest, while he got on house arrest, right? He did the Patrick David, he did all the war room interviews, he started doing the circuit, all right? There's a reason why he did that, because he knew what charges were coming after him. He knew what the Romanian government had on him. He knew that. And he had no other options but to run to the media. Unfortunately, he thought that the BBC was just going to sit there and throw fluff pieces at him. All right. But then when they started asking him questions about the case, then all of a sudden it's, oh, the media, they're trying to fuck me over. It's actually the media's fault. It's all the BBC's fault. They're trying to screw me right now. That's what it is. Nah, bro, you sound like a guy who literally had no other options, especially when you found out what they were going to hem you up with, but to turn to the media. That's what you thought you were going to do. That didn't work with the BBC. It worked with other red pill guzzling dudes out there like Patrick David and Sosnick, you bitch. God damn, like it's almost like that guy just sucks. I mean, I don't know what the hell it is. But you know what? You decided to do that. But I'm going to play that back. I'm going to run that back so y'all can hear exactly what I heard. And tell me you don't see a scared man sitting here in front of you. Before he even goes into the tirade about the BBC, all right? Listen to what he's actually saying, bro.
And for 3 months, I was in jail. The constant review was set up. When I was in jail, the BBC was constantly trying to get me to give an interview over the phone, and I refused. When I left jail, the BBC begged me for an interview, daily, begging me. And for 3 months, I refused. Eventually, once I understood, after my 3rd month of house arrest, what the Romanian government is going to do to me.
Once I understood after my 3rd month of house arrest what the Romanian government was going to do to me, meaning what he knew what the charges were going to be. And mind you, this is before he gave that stupid speech, or not speech, the interview with Patrick Bet-David, where he said exactly what I heard him say. Bruh, like, this is too easy. At this point in time, he knew. He's been ignoring the BBC, but now he knows what they're going to charge him with. All of a sudden, okay, I think it's time for me to do a media. I actually want to talk now. I want to talk and tell my story because I know what they're going to do to me. You sound like a scared dude.
Which we're going to discuss shortly. I thought now would be a good time to get an interview. BBC begged me, saying that Romania has one of the most corrupt justice systems in Europe, that there's serious problems with the case. Lots of evidence has been leaked shows Andrew's innocent, that Andrew's side of the story hasn't been heard, that we're interested in fair and unbiased journalism, that we don't want to come there and do a hit piece. We want to speak to him and try and find out the truth of what's happening. In fact, we're going to send you the questions we want to ask in advance. I'm not a coward. I never ask for questions in advance. I don't care because I'm a professional and I will destroy anyone instantly. But they sent us a list of questions, which was shown to me. And I was like, well, those are actually interesting questions. What's my...
Fucking hey, dog. I don't ask for questions in advance, okay? I'm not a bitch. I'll take anything head on. I'm not a bitch. That's the one thing Andrew Tate wants you to know. He's not a bitch, okay? Listen, I don't know if you lost something when they took you to jail the first time, but you don't have to keep stressing to us how manly you are, okay? We get it. You're not a bitch, okay? You could take on anybody or take on anybody. I don't know what you're trying to say, bro, but like, we get it. You're not a bitch. They sent you the questions in advance. Listen, bro, it seems like that was your deciding factor to talk to him, because you knew the question in advance. But I digress. Let's keep running this.
For questions in advance. I don't care because I'm a professional and I will destroy anyone instantly.
Yeah.
But they sent us a list of questions, which was shown to me. And I was like, well, those are actually interesting questions. What's my mental health like? What's Romanian jail like? What's it like being in a courtroom where everyone's speaking a language you don't understand? And having
what? Wait a minute. You're some tough guy that can handle anything, and the pre-questions that they sent you were all fluff pieces. We're all about, how was your mental health? How was prison? How was the courtroom? What's it like being in a country surrounded by people you didn't know? It seemed like all of these questions were centered around your fifis. So you mean the only reason you decided to do the BBC interview after 3 months of them knocking down them walls, you decided to say, well, listen, these questions are kind of nice. Yeah, they actually cater to how I feel. You know what, the BBC, I'm willing to give you a chance to knock these doors down. I'm willing to give the BBC a chance to knock these doors down. Pause. Hold up. Right? But that's what it sounds like. They sent you a bunch of questions that were fluff pieces. So by definition, you're not a tough guy. You can't handle anything coming your way, because we saw how you acted when it turns out they weren't asking you all these fluffy questions about your mental health and how you felt in jail. They were asking you about what they really came there to ask you about. Your sentences, the shit that you're actually going through, right? And we saw how you reacted when reality hit the fan. You didn't like the fact that we're asking you tough questions. You didn't like that. Matter of fact, you flustered around like a little fish. That's what you were doing. But you would have said okay if they were asking you interviews about your mental health. And you know what's funny? The Patrick Bet-David interview with Adam Sosnick tag teaming, they did the exact same thing. They asked the exact same fluff kitten gloves questions. That's why you know Adam Sosnick is a fraud. That's how you know guys like Patrick Bet-David, they're grifters. Because they're doing exactly, see, they're not brave men. They're soft little boys. That's what they are, okay? They're like the Pillsbury. That's what it is, okay? They're not tough guys. They're not grown men. They're not even masculine. Dare I call them that, all right? Because they weren't even willing to do what the BBC did. Actually challenge you, Andrew Tate. That's why, like, these Sosnick guys and these Valuetainment guys, they're going to be forever bitches. It is what it is. Like, listen to this clown. Can you all listen to this? Tochuku Njoku. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He says, isn't Andrew Tate like Hush Puppy? He's exactly like Hush Puppy. I'm sorry. He's exactly like Hush Puppy. And are you Nigerian, by the way? Let me know if you're Nigerian in the chat. But he's exactly like Hush Puppy. If he'd kept his mouth shut, Romanian government probably wouldn't have cared. Matter of fact, if he would have kept his mouth shut, they probably would have found out that he was in Romania when he was going after Greta. right? And obviously the Greta thing wasn't the whole reason why they busted down his door, but realistically, the Greta thing let them know that he was in Romania. Because other than that, he was traveling around, and he was actually planning to make Dubai his permanent home. He was planning that, the whole conversion of Islam and that bullshit. He was planning to make Dubai his personal, like, final home, right? And they'll be okay with that trafficking bullshit. I mean, they pay girls to fuck camels, for peace sake. So I'm sure they'll be okay with that, right? So he was planning on doing that. If he didn't brag, if he didn't talk shit online, if he didn't do a lot of the shit that he was doing, he could have honestly got away with probably running one of the largest underground webcamming pimping business out there. He'd have probably been one of the godfathers of those undergrounds, and no one would have known. But just like other social media influencers, these guys have to brag about how much money they're making, how much cars they have. They always have to put it in front of you. And honestly, what's it worth now? Because where are your cars? Where are your mansions? Where's everything that you were bragging about? It's all gone. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it was worth nothing. Same thing with Hush Puppy. Hush Puppy was bragging about all that bullshit. At the end of the day, where did it go? you end up with nothing, dude. They take everything away from you and they put you in a fucking can. That's what you get. Misinterpretations with the $20 super chat. Says he keeps saying he's going to reveal the truth and stuff, but every video is just him repeating the Matrix. Hours of him ranting, but no new info. PBD podcast, the emergency meeting, his statements, addresses nothing. Someone gets it. This is exactly what I'm saying. He keeps saying, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. And he never does. But you know what's funny? His followers run around pretending that he actually spoke some truth, but he never says any truth. He actually never brought up any evidence of his own to refute any of the claims. He never did. He just keeps repeating the same thing. Misinterpretations, you get it. You fucking get it. This is what I'm railing against. They don't get it. These Tate fanboys, okay, they're sitting there listening to this guy. I'm going to tell the truth. The Matrix is after me. He's not even breaking down how the Matrix is after him. He's not. He's just saying, look at the court. Look what Romanian government's doing to me. Okay, the Romanian government's doing that because you were committing crimes in their country. You committed a crime in their country, and they're prosecuting you for those crimes. They're not prosecuting you for what you said online. Otherwise, they would have did that. Matter of fact, the only online statements that they're including in this prosecution against you right now are the ones that have to do with the crimes you committed. You know, the ones you bragged about online. So he's trying to make it seem like, oh, because I was loud and bombastic online and talking about Matrix and real shit, that's why they're punishing me right now. It's not the case. And matter of fact, if you're trying to prove how they're punishing you, you haven't proved it. Do you know why? Because there's no proof. There's no proof that the Matrix is coming after him. Matter of fact, go ahead and give us the list of names of those companies that wanted you to sell your soul for $60 million. If your followers were smart, they would ask you, hey, Tate, or how about you give us the proof, the dossier of these guys, these companies giving you hush-hush money, right? Because you said it in your video. You said they were going to pay you $60 million as long as you kept your mouth shut and wear a little hat. Can you give us evidence about that? Can we see what's going on with that? And I guarantee you he has nothing. It's all just talk. Every video he talks, I'm innocent, I'm innocent, I'm innocent. Okay, where's the proof? There's no proof. He just goes online and repeats the same thing. So, like, I think the sooner a lot of these bozos see this, the better. But who are we kidding? They're not gonna see shit.
They're liberty deprived of you. I thought this is gonna be an interesting interview. I agree. The BBC, all nice smiles and all lies, sent us this entire spiel, turned the cameras on, sat down, and attacked me.
Have you ever put any and applied any psychological control on any of the women you dated?
No, and I respect women. This idea that that I'm so much smarter that I can hypnotize somebody, I think is extremely misogynistic idea. I think your idea is misogynistic to believe that women don't have their own free thoughts and free minds.
They attempted to sucker punch me. They attempted to shake my hand and knock me out with a sucker punch once the cameras were on, to hit me when I was off guard. They expected me to be off guard, ready to talk about my mental health, and hit me with these questions and me make a fool of myself.
Whoa, but you don't believe in depression. So I'm surprised. Honestly, they did their jobs. All right, they did. It seems like they did their research mighty well because you don't believe in depression. So if you don't believe in depression, why should they give a fuck about your mental health? Like you come online and brag about how you weren't depressed in jail, right? You did that in your little emergency gay little meeting. I'm sorry, I had to say that because why is he shirtless? Like, what are you doing? Like, listen, okay, wear a tank top and some shorts, okay? Why are you in your boxer brief talking to millions of dudes? I'm even uncomfortable playing this video in front of y'all. I feel like I had to like record this and then edit it over so I can like edit some shit out and it's just his head talking because there's no need for him to be shirtless and doing this. But I digress. It is what it is, okay? Like, listen, bro. Like, you are expecting them to talk about your mental issues, but you don't believe in depression? So why should they care about your depression and how you felt in jail? Your fifis. You don't have fifis. You're a man. You're stoic. So they're going to come and talk about the facts. That's what they're going to do. They're going to talk about the facts. Okay, well, you know, he says he doesn't get depressed. All right, let's talk about the facts of the case. All right, here's what the prosecutors put out there. And they said, this lady says you raped them. Is that true? The easiest answer would be no. They said, are you a misogynist? Okay, no, I'm not. I don't get why you're so mad at the BBC for doing their jobs. They researched you, found out that you don't believe in depression. Okay, fine. They're gonna skip the questions about your mental health. They're gonna talk about the brass tacks. All right, that's you. You're bringing all of this shit on yourself, and you don't even realize it. Now you're sitting here crying to us. They came after us in false pretense, and they said they're going to talk about my mental health. But then they sucker punched me. They sucker punched me with all these real questions that I didn't want to answer because I thought they were going to treat me with kid gloves. I can't believe the media tried to do me like that. But I'm a ninja, I'm a god, and I'm a master, and I beat them. I defeated all of them with my incredible mind because I am the peak of masculinity. All right, I am the god, and these people were going to worship the very seat I walk on, okay? Because I have the judo master chess fifth dimensional peace mind of going ahead and taking down people who don't agree with me. Absolutely. All right. They thought they can get me off guard, but I am Andrew Tate, the one true sensei. All right. No one catches me off guard. You sound stupid, bro. You sound like a freaking loser. Rohan's, shout out to you for the $2 super chat. Maybe help me if I said your name right. He says, Agent Smith won this fight. Tate KO'd. He looked like he just got knocked out. Look at his eye. Look at that. Look at me. What is this, bro? It looked like he getting knocked out. Like, hey, life getting in that ring and beating the fuck out of him. That's what's happening right now. He feels that shit. This interpretation says topless G. Facts. Hey, he gonna remain that way. That's gonna be his new nick. I was gonna say that was gonna be his new nickname in prison, but I think they just call it, instead of top G or topless G, it'd be bottomless G, right? You call him the bottomless G, bro. After they get done with you in that prison, keep talking. Just keep talking in these media stuff, bro. You're making yourself look stupid.
Unaware that I'm a master of Aikido, and when you attempt to sucker punch me, it simply misses, and I destroy you.
I think we're done.
Unmatched perspicacity. Just because I'm the best there's ever been, and me, with my quick thinking and nearly incomparable wit, can sit and destroy a professional reporter and her entire research team's preparation, just because I make that look easy, doesn't mean I should be forced to succumb to these unfortunate circumstances.
Oh, poor
99% of the population, if they were tricked the way I was tricked, would look a fool on camera. They were very prepared to try and make a fool of me.
Bro, realistically, they weren't trying to make a fool of you. These were questions you already know the answer to, but you can't say anything, and you shouldn't because it's an active investigation right now, meaning you should have never done the interview to begin with, but you were desperate because you found out what the Romanian government was going to eventually charge you with. That's the only reason why you ran to the BBC. You're making it seem like they screwed you, but nigga, you ran to them out of desperation because they were begging your ass for 3 months while you were on house arrest. You ignored them, but the moment you found out the charges that were coming after you, then you did the interview, which you shouldn't have done. And now you're blaming them because 99% of the world, if they got blindsided the way I got blindsided, they would have never survived. But I'm a G. I'm a top student. All right. I'm the God. I'm the master. Okay. I'm the reason why no one can beat me. I cannot be defeated because I am God. No, you sound stupid and you sound damn near crazy, bro. Like, just stop with that. Better than now nonsense. You were a scared little boy, all right, once you figured out that you want to get big boy charges, and you decided, let me talk to the media to see if I can convince some heads. Nobody blindsided you. Matter of fact, these questions they asked you were incredibly they were questions that anybody who's who has IQ above room temperature would ask. If anything, I'm not with the BBC. I mean, I can be BBC somewhere else, but like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not with the BBC. But you know what? If I was sitting across from you, I would ask the exact same questions that lady asked. I would literally pull up the evidence that they put out there on the internet, and I would say, hey, this person that they're saying is in these chat logs talking to this girl who's clearly one of the victims. Is this you or is this not you? Right? That's the question I would ask. Oh, these accusations that these sites have up there that are saying that you raped this girl, right? Is that true or not true? These are extremely basic questions that have to do with your case. Again, I don't think you should have been answering them. Okay, don't invite the BBC. But realistically, it wasn't that she was trying to set you up. You expected them to ask you questions about your fee-fees, and they didn't. That's why you're upset. And now you're trying to pin it on your whole situation on a BBC. That's crazy to me, bro. You're trying to pin your whole situation right now and make it seem like it's the BBC's fault and the media's fault. You sound crazy. You honestly sound crazy.
But I'm the best there's ever been.
Of course.
Did they do this to Philip Schofield? No. Where was the BBC's outrage when Rolf Harris or Jimmy Savile were touching children? They don't care. Where's the BBC's outrage when certain other people, high level in society, members of the royal family, are caught having pictures with minors? They don't care. But they will continue to try and convince you that I am something I am not on repeat over and over and over again. These people are worse than disingenuous. They are worse than simply liars. They are evil. They are a club. And if you sell your soul and join the club, they offer you protection. And if you don't, they aim to destroy you.
Are you talking about the mafia? Because it sounds like you're describing the mafia. And last I checked, you're connected to them. All right? They offer protection for you to run the little casinos and your little webcam business and on their turf. All right? That's you. And you're saying these people are evil? The worst and worst? You're a fucking trafficker. What the fuck? You pimp girls online and you're a goddamn trafficker. How is someone writing a bad story about you all of a sudden worst of the worst and evil? If anything, Allah, your God, would say what you were doing was evil. Especially when they have evidence coming out saying that you trafficked an underage girl. Then all this comparison to the pedophile shit, it honestly would kind of make sense, all right? Because then that would mean that you were involved with some weird business, bro. And I'm not even surprised. That's what it would tell me. Like this is insane. You're comparing good versus evil, and you're saying the media talking about your case is more evil than you participating in the case they're talking about. I mean, the shit just fucks up, doesn't it? Like it just fucks its way all the way to the top. Because the top is rotten. He's sitting here lying while telling the media that they're the ones lying. But they were just quoting what you did. It was all quotes from you. Your own words. I don't get this, bro. Like, this constant need to be right in front of your freaking fans that are not going to care about you the moment those cell doors lock, okay? I think this is just cringe, bro. This is just cringe. You're hurting yourself unnecessarily, and you're not benefiting from this because you got trial after this. I mean, your access to social media is probably going to be done after this. And this is the bullshit you decide to say? Oh, my God, just pathetic. Pat Freeman, shout out to you. He be singing that Akon song. I'm locked up. They won't let me. Is it that one? They won't let me out. Hey, that was a song right there when Akon had it, bro. Yo, bro. He's going to be locked up pretty soon.
Which is what they're trying to do to me. The reason I decided to give the interview to the BBC is because I now believe that the next step, and I'm going to call it, because I've called everything that's happened to me so far. Look at my old interviews. I said, stage 2, they're going to try and put me in jail. I understand that you get 3 strikes in this game. Strike 1 is they try and shut you up and discredit you, which I've just been through. Strike 2 is they try and put you in jail for no reason. And strike 3 is they kill you.
The truth is this. So I knew it was coming. I absolutely not knew it was coming because of how orchestrated it was. The only thing, and I'll state this at the beginning, the only reason I'm upset by being canceled is because I've expired one of my lives. I mean, I'd never kill myself. Don't fucking try. But, bro, because that's what's next. That's what's next. It's scary. I'm telling you, everyone thinks I'm paranoid. Everyone thinks I'm crazy.
So it's like
Every single organization on the face of the planet is corrupt. This is what I say to people. I say, listen, and I'm going to say this on this podcast now because I say it on every other one. I would never, ever kill myself. I truly believe they're going to come and they're going to try and kill me on a long enough time frame because they tried to shut me up and I won't shut up. They're going to try and put me in jail. They're going to kill me. And I would never kill myself under any circumstances ever. And the reason I say this, and I say this to people, and they go, but what can they put you in jail for? And I'm like, how ignorant are you in your ignorance to believe they need a reason? You believe it's fair. You believe I can get
But here's the thing. They got a reason. You're a trafficker. That's a reason. And there's a lot of evidence provided by you, all right, that gave them the reason to come after you. So, yeah, what kind of reason? How about the reason he deep down knows that they're going to come after him for? How about that? Because he knew the allegations were there. He knew the accusations were always there. He knew those girls were never going to let up. He knew that this whole time, but he came online to pretend that he was some kind of, being ordained by God to see the truth and the future that's coming for him. All right. He's trying to pretend that he just had this foreshadowing of this scenario happening to him. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, he actually knew this was going to come. He knew this was going to happen. He knew the business he was involved in. He knew the women that were levying accusations behind the scenes before it even came to the light. He knew what was in the dark. Before all this shit came to the light, he already knew what was happening in the darkness because he was in that dark shit. And now all the shit was coming out to the light. He's trying to make all these wild, wacky predictions, but they're not predictions. They're based off of insider knowledge. He's insider trading based off of what he knows was going to come down. He actually admitted that even on his little stream over here. You knew what was coming. The idiots out there, the reason why you're calling them dumb, because they don't know. They're not looking at the darkness that is Andrew Tate. They're just seeing the shit you're trying to put out there. But now what was in the dark that finally came out to the light, they're seeing it, and now they're believing your narrative because you're getting out in front of it first. You're just trying to get you're getting in front of the story. That's what this is. You're trying to get in front of the story. It's an old media trick. That's just what it is. But you're not doing a very good job of it, especially for people who actually see the shit for what it is. Because we know the games you're playing. Maybe young guys and old idiots don't get it, the ones that follow you anyways, but we get this game. We weren't born yesterday. You knew this shit was happening. Since 2021, even beyond that, because there were accusations about you before that. Like, this guy's crazy. I think he thinks we're idiots. I genuinely think he thinks we're idiots.
lawyer and prove myself innocent. That's not how it works. They decide you're guilty long before and they find a reason why. And it doesn't matter what you do about it, you will pay the fucking price. It's not fair. None of it is. Every single system's corrupt. It actually annoys me when people say that to me. Well, just get a lawyer. Why? They can't put you in jail if you're innocent. Yes, they fucking can. And that's what people don't understand about the world. They can and they do and they fucking will. And that's what's scary.
I'm going to call what's going to happen next. The Matrix is extremely angry. And they are angry because their weapons aren't working. I remember.
Stop bragging. Shut the fuck up and stop bragging. It's working. The fact that you're doing this shit and acting like a scared little dog, it's working. Stop bragging. You're making the situation worse.
And they are angry because their weapons aren't working. I remain unfazed. This is the first time in history someone who's canceled became more popular than before. This is the first time in history where a full broadside of media lies for over a year across every single.
I'm sorry to do this to the king of pop, but Michael Jackson, okay, was canceled and still came out bigger than you will ever be in your life. You're not the only one that's been canceled and been brought back. Dave Chappelle is bigger than you. At one point, he was probably if Google was out when his career was getting started, he'd be the most Google man. He's been canceled numerous times for the bullshit that he says, which is funny, unlike you. And his name is big. There are a lot of stars who get canceled by mainstream media and they come out bigger. Joe Rogan, and although he doesn't say any controversial shit, he's the one the Matrix doesn't like. He's the one the media attacks on a daily. If Joe Rogan says something, even though it's like milquetoast run the mill, right? They're attacking him. He said something about Joe Biden once, and the CNN wouldn't let it go. CNN was going in on Joe Rogan. That's a guy who the Matrix pays attention to. You're nothing because they know your shit's juvenile. They know your shit's just like, okay, yeah, whatever. But Joe Rogan, that guy has influence. Not only that, he has wealth and power and connections. So if he says something about CNN, he says something about any Democratic politician, we got to get on his ass right then and there. And we see that all the time. Every single time, Joe Rogan always gets canceled. He comes out bigger and better. One of the last big cancellations he got, all right, he got a $200 million deal with Spotify. He got more money after being canceled than what you claim to be worth. So stop lying to these kids online. You're not the only one to say controversial shit to get canceled for. You're the only one who is dumb enough to expose your criminal enterprise for the world to see. Because honestly, you had no choice but to. Because before YouTube, before webcamming, all right, you had nothing. You had nothing of note, nothing of worthiness, or just something of respect to point to and say, yeah, I did that. I built that. I built this company. I built that company. I built this. I built that. You don't have any of that to point to, Andrew Tate. The only thing you have to point to is that you're a four-time kickboxing champion, all right? And that's pretty much it. You say a bunch of shit online. That's literally what you're known for. We can't point to any legitimate company you've built before you had webcamming. So by definition, you came into this game doing the most disrespectful, degenerate shit out there that you're proclaiming to save men from. Just being honest. You provided the fucking poison that you're claiming to have the antidote today. So stop lying. Your only claim to fame is making e-girls more popular. Your only claim to fame is teaching women how to lie to men online. Your only claim to fame is robbing and stealing from young men who are vulnerable in an emotional state, who are lonely. You robbed them blind and you bragged about it online. That's what you're known for. You're a scumbag. And it's the truth. Any of you Tate fans, point to what he's done legitimately before webcamming, before stealing a bunch of money from young men that he can say, I'm proud of. He can't. So if he can't point to any of those things, he has to brag about the only shit that made him rich. The internet pimping. And because you bragged about it, you're in this kind of predicament now. Like, this is crazy. Shane, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He says, Tate, repeat matters for talking points. The Matrix are not bringing false charges against FNF or Coach Adams, etc. He turned Muslim for prison protection. Facts. Even his Albanian buddy, Zerka, he admits that. It's all protection. This guy wants to think we're idiots.
Single outlet that they control has failed. Nobody believes them. Nobody. So now what do? Well, I believe the UK is going to try and raise charges against me. Don't know what for. I've done nothing wrong. Something's going to appear from nowhere. In fact, I will say that I have some very high-level friends and some whistleblowers who are confirming exactly that to me. They've looked at me and thought, we have to get this guy. What's he done?
You have friends who are whistleblowers that can do that. Where's the proof? Where's the goddamn proof, dog? Seriously, where is it? You're just saying things. Everything is, I have copious amount of evidence that this is what they're doing. I have whistleblowers who are willing to expose this all wide open. You keep saying that all the goddamn time, but every time you come up here, you don't bring those evidence. Where's the screenshots of these whistleblowers saying that they're definitely after you? Where are these screenshots of these big corporations paying you $60 million to keep your mouth shut? Which, honestly, that's not a bad idea. You should have shut the fuck up when you had the chance. Where are all these dossiers proving your point? They don't exist. That's the cold hard truth. None of this shit actually exists. All he's doing is pinting for media sympathy right now because you're looking at a man who knows when he goes back into that prison, he's gonna be alone. John, shout out to you for the $10 super chat. He says, of course they're gonna kill him. He snitched on the mafia. Snitching on the mob, you're gonna drown. Snitching on the feds, you're gonna drown. Snitching on the banks, you're gonna drown. Facts. Why do you think he's so gung-ho about they're gonna kill me? They're gonna kill me. If I die, I didn't kill myself. Bruh, you're in a... Listen, especially if your sentence is light. If you get a real light sentence, right? Bruh, I won't be surprised if one of these mafia dudes come at you with a knife right in the back. All your protection gone. Can't even pay them because they took your protection money already. All the money you had, the Romanian government got it. You're truly alone. You got nothing. So I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden they found out this guy's a rat, or the women around him are rats. Because, you know, they ain't going to do no time in no Romanian prison. They're done. They're a rat. So you're going to die. And that's unfortunate, but that's the life you chose. No one told you to get mubbed up in Romania and start pimping girls out there. No one told you that. But now they're going to tie you to this massive criminal entity or enterprise, and you got yourself to blame. I mean, that's the definition of a RICO over there. That's what they got him for. Shout out to you.
Done. Nothing. Find something. Who cares? Get some papers, move some papers around, get a judge will stamp them and put them in jail. It doesn't matter that I've done nothing wrong. I also want to say that I believe the Romanian government is going to charge me. They're not going to charge me because they have any evidence. And they're not going to charge me because I'm guilty of anything. They're going to charge me because after a 14-month investigation, 6 months of arrest, which is the maximum they can possibly give me without charge, I don't think they can just drop this. Imagine they just drop this tomorrow. Oh, we made it all up. Imagine that. What choice do they have but to charge me?
They could not charge you. That's the other choice or option. They could not charge you. It seems like you're trying to prime people for you being eventually sentenced to something. Guys, listen to what he says and read beyond the lines. All right, he's actively admitting to you that he's going down. That's what he's admitted to you right now. He's going down. Why would you even say something like that? Oh, you're sitting on one hand, you're saying the Romanian government is fair and you believe in the process, and then over here you're saying, oh well, yeah, I believe the charges are coming. No. By the time you did this video, before you even did this video, they already charged you. This video is a response to the charges they sent to you already. Okay, matter of fact, they charged you after your stupid little interview, or not the interview, but your little war room meeting, right? Your emergency meeting. They charged you after that. Okay, so we already knew the charge came. You did this video, so you didn't imagine this or you didn't foresee this. It already happened. All right, and you just saying this bullshit, bro. Like, oh my fucking God. Why would they just charge you anyways? Listen, the prosecutors gave all of the evidence they have to the judge. The judge has 2 months for them to look it over and see if this case is worth moving forward or not. They already came out, and even before they charged you with the more serious form of human trafficking, they dropped 5 other charges against you because they probably didn't find any evidence for it at the time. So they dropped it. So you're seeing all these due process and the due process they're taking, right? Dropping things that don't line up and then keeping things that makes more sense, right? They're following due process. Here comes this clown going about taunting the Romanian government more by saying, yeah, no matter what due process they've been doing for the past 14 months, okay, whatever evidence they come out with, it's not real. It's fake. I'm actually innocent. And the reason why they came out with this evidence is because they have been investigating me for so long that they had no choice but to charge me with something until they save face. That's the bullshit he wants us to believe. That they're going to charge him either way because they want to save face. Are you that stupid, or are your followers that dumb? Like, I mean, what are you saying? They're doing due process right now. The only reason why they held you in house arrest or they held you in jail is because you admitted to them that you were going to be a flight risk. Let's just be real. They got you on social media saying that you got 7 different passports. If you got hemmed up here, you can travel over here. That's the only reason why they held you up, so you don't travel. It wasn't because of Matrix or they purposely wanted to charge you with something. This stuff's getting kind of idiotic. Eventually, he's going to play this bullshit out.
If they charge me, I have to go to trial. Now, of course, I still believe in Romanian justice.
You can't fucking say that. I'm sorry, Chad. You can't fucking say that. You contradicting buffoon.
Nothing wrong. Something's going to appear from nowhere. Something not working. I remain unfazed. This is the first time in history someone who's canceled became more popular than before. This is the first time in history where a full broadside of media lies for over a year across every single outlet that they control has failed. Nobody believes them. Nobody. So now what do they do? Well, I believe the UK is going to try and raise charges against me. Don't know what for. I've done nothing wrong. Something's going to appear from nowhere. In fact, I will say that I have some very high-level friends and some whistleblowers who are confirming exactly that to me. They've looked at me and thought, we have to get this guy. What's he done? Nothing. Find something. Who cares? Get some papers, move some papers around, get a judge who'll stamp them and put him in jail. It doesn't matter that I've done nothing wrong. I also want to say that I believe the Romanian government is going to charge me. They're not going to charge me because they have any evidence. And they're not going to charge me because I'm guilty of anything. They're going to charge me because after a 14-month investigation, 6 months of arrest, which is the maximum they can possibly give me without charge, I don't think they can just drop this. Imagine they just drop this tomorrow. Oh, we made it all up. Imagine that. What choice do they have but to charge me? If they charge me, I have to go to trial. Now, of course, I still believe in Romanian justice.
You can't say that. You can't say that, bro. Now you're just being disingenuous. You can't on one hand say, oh, the Romanian government, they have no choice but to charge me with something, even though I'm innocent, because they've been investigating me for this long and they wanted to save face. And in the same breath say, I believe in the Romanian government and the justice system. You can't do that. That doesn't make any fucking sense. You either believe they're corrupt and they're against you, or you believe their judicial process is fair and balanced. You can't say it's both. You can't say they're unfairly targeting you, but then they're fair at the same time. Make up your goddamn mind. You sound stupid. And it's this kind of talk that gets a lot of idiots riled up, believing his crap. Like, how can you not listen to what he's saying and say, are you stupid? Like, why would you believe in a process that you also believe they have no evidence of charging you and holding you up? Listen, bro, are you kidding me? If a government, and I knew for a fact I was innocent, if I knew for a goddamn fact I was innocent and the government decided to charge me for something that I know for a fact they have no evidence for, all right, and they put me in jail and on house arrest and humiliate me, throw my name in the dirt in the media? Are you kidding me? The last thing I'm going to be saying about that government is that they're fair and balanced. I'm going to say, nah, they're corrupt and they're crooked all the way through. What you're doing is you're playing a game. That's what he's doing. He's playing a game with the mouthpiece, right? Because he knows that he has to, I gotta say the Romanian government is fair because I don't want him to actually throw the book at me now. No, I believe in the process. But you guys are scummy. I believe in the process, but you guys are corrupt as all hell. You guys are charging me for no reason, but I believe in your process. You sound crazy. You sound like a crazy person, bro. Like, no wonder there's a fucking cult you got over here. All right, you got a bunch of millions of crazy boys following you. You're a psychopath. What the fuck is this shit? Like, seriously, are we even listening to this? The law is fair, but the law is not fair. Fucking A. John, shout out to me with a $2 super chat. I'm getting a migraine, chat. I'm sorry. I'm like, listening to this. I'm like, yo, this guy is stupid, bro. He's stupid, bro. I can see him being Zerka's daddy. He's just so fucking exhausting. Him just saying the same thing over and over again and not saying nothing at the same time. You're just like Zerka, bro. You should adopt him instead of Sneeko. John, shout out to you. Says you got to sing like Young Jock. In that Young Jock voice, bro. Oh, my God. This guy's crazy.
I really, truly believe that even with Romanian justice systems or matrix-controlled justice systems, I'll be found innocent because I know the case file, I know what's in it. But that's going to take years. They're going to waste 1.5 to 2 years of my life, make me go to trial. Then when I'm found not guilty, it's been years. Who cares, right? Distance from event. If they drop it now, it's the biggest story in the world. They can't drop it. They're going to charge me. They're not going to charge me because
shut up. They drop it now is the biggest story in the world. Nigga, you're currently the biggest story right now in the world. So even if they drop it, it's not going to make a difference. It's just going to be another story because your name is trending right now. What are you talking about? If anything, it'd be on your part to drop the evidence you claim to have that the Matrix against you. That's actually that's what's gonna blow this shit out of the water. If you actually drop proof from your whistleblowers and from these big sponsors that were chasing you out to give you big money to shut up, if you drop those proof and prove that the Matrix, at least some part of it exists, that'd be the biggest story out there. Listen, your fanboys on YouTube and Reddit will not shut up about it. Trust me. They will start marches. There'll be a 1 million man march for Andrew Tate in Romania right now, the moment you drop those evidence. But you don't have those evidence because you're lying. You're just coming out here doing damage control. That's what this is. Like, who are you trying to fool, bro?
Done anything wrong, they're going to charge me because that's how the Matrix works. Unfortunately, I'm up against an enemy which I can't really, truly beat. I can't beat them. All I can do is continue to discredit them to the point where nobody believes them anymore.
That's exactly what you're doing, but you're doing it for the opposite reason. You're discrediting them so no one will believe the evidence once it finally comes out. That's exactly what you're doing. That's why you have no choice but to play the media game, because you know what evidence they have on you. You know that. You've already admitted that shit. You can't lie no more. You know what evidence they have about you. Now, your only choice is, because, you could have been talking to your lawyer about this, because if you know this, damn no, your lawyer already know this evidence that's against you. So you should have been keeping talking to your lawyer, but you're not. You're over here playing a game of public opinion. Why? Because you're doing exactly what you just claimed the BBC is trying to do to you. All right. You are trying to manipulate public opinion to sway the outcome of this trial. So even if you do get found guilty and they do have evidence, there's going to be a bunch of media outcry from all these Reddit boys and all these Red Pill boys to come out and say, you guys got the evidence wrong. Andrew Tate was right. You guys fabricated it. It's all a lie. And then he can go to jail a martyr. That's exactly what this is. Either way, even if he's found guilty and they have evidence, or he's not found guilty and they don't have evidence, he's making himself to be a martyr right now. Understand the game this loser's playing. Like, he thinks we're idiots here.
And I cannot do that without having perspicacious, intelligent people at home who are analyzing the situation and truly understand what is happening to me.
You notice what he's saying? He's saying if people at home, the same masses you're saying they're brainwashed by the media. If people at home were watching this, okay, and they'll know I'm innocent. What did I just got done explaining to you guys earlier? No matter what, he wants to sway the outcome of this trial. No matter what the fuck the judge says, all right, no matter what the court says, all right, even if they find him guilty or not guilty, he's already swaying the public minds right now. That's what he's doing. What he's trying to do is target the people at home. If anything, he should be talking to his lawyer, not the people at home. The people at home could wait till the facts and evidence comes out, but you're the one who's bringing it to the people at home. And the only reason that I can think of, other than being stupid, is that you want to sway the outcome, at least the public opinion's outcome on this. All right. So either way, no matter what, there's still that seed of doubt if they find you guilty, which they will. And I think they're going to find you guilty. Right. So if they find you guilty, your audience are going to hold on to this little seed of doubt that maybe everything was just fabricated by the Matrix. The Matrix made everything up just to hold you up because they couldn't stand the embarrassment of investigating you for 14 plus months, putting you in jail for 6 and house arrest for the last 3, just, to risk the embarrassment of, being wrong. Tim S. Shout out to you for the $10 super chat. He says, facts, Duke. He knows he's guilty, so he has to say to the Romanian government is fair so they won't throw the book at him. He has to. He's playing the media game right now as we speak while complaining that the Romanian government are the ones playing the media game to tarnish his name. He's the only one tarnishing the Romanian government right now. Everybody knows the Romanian government is fucked up. We all know that. He's the only one who's going out there repeating the same thing. Oh, you're foggy. The Romanian government screwed up. They're screwed up. That's why they have to go to the media to make me look like an animal. But that's exactly what you're doing. You're going to the media to make them look like fools. Like, I don't get this. Like, do people not see the game at play or what?
If I have to martyr myself, if I have to some degree sacrifice my liberty,
myself, which is what
the quality of my life to highlight how the Matrix operates.
Hold up, chat. I got to play this back.
Who cares, right? Distance from event. If they drop it now, it's the biggest story in the world. They can't drop it. They're going to charge me. They're not going to charge me because I've done anything wrong. They're going to charge me because that's how the Matrix works. Unfortunately, I'm up against an enemy which I can't really, truly beat. I can't beat them. All I can do is continue to discredit them to the point where nobody believes them anymore. And I cannot do that without having perspicacious, intelligent people at home who are analyzing the situation and truly understand what is happening to me.
Nigga, what do you think we're doing? We're the ones who, wait a minute. That's what we're doing. We're the intelligent ones at home analyzing your case. And it's not looking good for you, buddy. So you don't want us analyzing it. Trust me. You want your fanboys analyzing it to make sure that you're not guilty. But the smart ones analyzing it, you're guilty, bro. Like, whoa, what is this nigga talking about, bro? Jesus Christ.
If I have to martyr myself, if I have to some degree sacrifice my liberty and the quality of my life to highlight how the Matrix operates, how the legal system and the media work hand in hand to try and convince the populace somebody is guilty before a judge says they are guilty because they have pre-decided to say this person is guilty because of his wrong think. If I have to sacrifice myself to do those things, then I guess at least my imprisonment is a noble one. And I'm a
wow. And there it is, guys. This is his plan. He wants to be a martyr. He's telling you the game plan right now. He wants to be a martyr. He knows he's going to get found guilty, bro. If you're innocent, like literally, the fact that your imprisonment means you shouldn't even be talking about that. Because if you are confident, because you've seen the evidence and you know that the evidence is false, if you're confident, you shouldn't be talking about prison right now. But here you are. You're trying to martyr yourself. That's what you're trying to do. Oh, I martyr myself because I'm telling the truth about people who really go to jail. No, the fuck you're not. You go to jail because you committed a crime. That's what you're going to jail for. You're not being a martyr. That's exactly what he wants. Like, what do you like? It's acting like we couldn't see this from a mile away. We saw this from a mile away. Oh, then going to prison will be a noble cause. Noble cause? Noble cause? What the hell are you talking about? What is this? Like, what is this? A noble cause to go to prison? Nigga, if I'm innocent, hey, fuck your noble cause, bitch. I'm innocent. Judge, I'm innocent. It was him. It was him. It was him. I got their addresses. I got the bank record. I got everything. I'm snitching. 10 years? Hell no, I ain't doing 10 years for y'all. You kidding me? 10 years and me starting from scratch? Hell no, y'all better put me in witness. I'm snitching. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm snitching. And that's what he's doing. That's what he's going to do. He's going to snitch. That's why he's scared. Because he got mob ties and they're going to kill him. If they actually find the direct link between him and the mafia. If they do, which they already have, but they got to find out what the Tate's role was. So far, part of his role with the mafia was the gambling piece. With the mafia already said they severed with them, but what they're trying to investigate is did the mafia and the Tate family can collaborate to do this whole trafficking nonsense. If they find that link, which I feel as though they might find, especially with the new suspect they just added on and charged along with you guys, right? That Vlad dude. If he turns out to be the connection between the Tate family and the mafia family, you're done, bro. Because that means if you get a light sentence, somebody talked. Somebody talked. Because DICOT, that organization that's investigating you, they're the equivalent of they're doing the equivalent of throwing a RICO at you. That's what they're doing. If they're gonna throw a RICO, they're investigating everything. If I go to jail, my imprisonment will be a noble one. Nah, fuck nobility, nigga. Fuck that. My noble one. If I'm innocent, I'm innocent. But you're speaking like a guilty guy. That's what you are. You're speaking like a guilty person. So I don't know how noble this imprisonment is actually going to be versus how deserved it is because you actually committed a crime. This is crazy. Y'all are the people who listen to this and say he's innocent. Like, this is guilty talk right here. B2 Cool, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. It says all the prosecutors, judge, and DICOT members are getting promoted after this and gonna make a music video using Tate's Bugatti. Yo, that'd be funny. You know what'd be crazy if the judge came out with a rap video. That'd probably go towards proving Tate's point. But they all came out doing a rap video in Tate's mansion. Using his Bugatti. Oh my God, bro. That'd be the biggest slap to the face. They're all just like, yeah, we locked your ass up, huh? You thought we were corrupt, but we got you. Joke's on you. Welcome to Romania. Get all the bitches. Yo, that'd be crazy. Yo, I'd be mad if I was in prison and I saw the judge in my car flaunting, bro. And that's essentially what they're gonna do because his wealth that they confiscated are going to go towards paying his bill. Not his, what do you call it? Not his, well, yeah, it is the bill to investigate him, right? His net worth is going to pay the cost to investigate him, which is crazy, but it is what it is.
Man. And although Romanian jail is as close to hell as you can find on planet Earth, if I have to suffer it, I will do that because I will not sell my soul. The point of this video is only to highlight and make clear the differences and how the people inside of the club are treated versus the people who are outside of the club. And also for me to predict the future for everyone to understand
You
When
didn't predict shit, nigga. All right, you knew the charges that were coming at you. You knew the whole time. You knew the accusations. You didn't predict anything. Maybe to your bullshit audience that believe pretty much you piss gold. Maybe, all right, but you didn't predict nothing. We all, hey, the intelligent people, which now the more I'm starting to think about it, the way he said it, I feel like intelligent was code word for idiots. I really think so. But the intelligent people who are online, who are dissecting this bullshit right now, okay, it wasn't that hard to see your charge coming from a long ways away. Matter of fact, from the videos you were dropping about your Hustlers University and how you would pimp girls yourself, okay, we saw the charge. If there was any charge being filed, we saw it coming a long ways away, okay? You're not slick. You didn't predict shit. Okay, we saw this shit. The intelligent people, we saw this coming already. You didn't predict anything. This is
charges
crazy.
come. When new countries attempt to attack me, when the Matrix unrelentingly continues to print lies about me and try to convince the world that I am a bad person, I hope it does nothing else but show the world that I am a good person. These people are liars. The people they tell you are good are not good. The people they tell you are bad are the good ones. Do not believe a word that they say. All in all, my predictions to the future are not certain. My future.
Your predictions to the future are not certain, but you were certain like 5 minutes ago. Yo, you sound crazy. You sound like you've lost it. This guy's lost his mind. That's what he sounds like right now. He sounds like after he got that charge and he realized he's getting charged, I think he's losing his mind. He's unraveling in front of our eyes.
Certainly not certain. Whether I'll continue to breathe or continue to be free, nobody knows. But the one thing I can guarantee to absolutely everybody at home and anybody who believes in me and my message and anybody who listens to me speak, I will never sell my soul, I will never be controlled, and I will never lie.
You fucking liar. Oh my God. You would never lie? That's a lie in itself, you bozo. What is this? What is this? Chat, what is this, chat? Like, what did I just watch? What the fuck did I just watch, bro? What the fuck did I never lie, okay? I never lie. I never do. They're wrong. Everything they say is wrong. I never lie about it. Trust me. You can believe me. It's not a lie. I've never lied. Listen, bro. Chat, you know I like my ones and twos. Put a one in the chat if, first of all, let me start this. If someone says that they've never lied, if you think that's a lie, put a one in the chat. If you think they're telling the truth, put a two. All right. If someone comes up to you right now and told you, hey, Alicia, or hey, Moxie, okay, I've never lied. I've never lied in my life ever. Right. Put a one if you're gonna believe them or not believe them. Put a one if you think they're lying, or put a two if you'd believe them. Because I put a two right now, bro. Everybody lies. That's a lie. The fact that you just said you don't lie, I'm 110% convinced you're guilty. I'm 100% you, bro. You're guilty. You're guilty. Fuck the predictions and bullshit, dog. You're guilty. You know you're gonna do some time. And if the mafia doesn't get to you, somebody's gonna get you. You know all this shit's coming. You know the fucking shitstorm you're landing yourself in, and now you're over here pretending that, oh my God, I'm having a foreshadowing right now. Okay, I foreshadowed that the UK government is gonna bring charges against me. Oh wait, there are girls out right now who are suing me for the UK. You knew all this stuff is happening. He knows the stuff is coming. Just to sit there and lie about this and then pretend and say he doesn't lie. You're a fucking liar. If you think that was worse, it's not as bad as the cope fest I had to witness. All right, on Valuetainment show. This guy is probably the biggest cuck I have ever seen in my entire life. Okay, and honestly, this says a lot because I barely know this guy. Okay, only time I talk about Adam Sosnick, all right, it's not that he does anything of note. It's just that he not criticizes. He just hosts a lot of the content creators we criticize, a lot of the frauds that we criticize. So obviously his face and his name is gonna be on our channel. But I had no idea this guy was such a fucking cuck. Like it's not even. It's reaching embarrassing levels at this freaking point. point. Okay, it just is. All right, someone who claims to be a businessman who's logical. You sound like an emotional little boy. That's what you sound like, bruh. Mr. G, let me get to this super chat real quick. Thank you so much. He says, bruh, this fool is making a video naked. He's been doing this shit naked, and his weird audience of men love that shit. They love seeing a bald, greasy man in his boxers talking to him about Matrix on their screens. They love watching that shit. That's why I think the red pill is just sus. It's sus for a bunch of dudes, bro. Like, listen, if somebody came online and they're talking about something serious and they're in their fucking boxers, all right, and they're nothing else but their boxers, I'm sorry, bro. I don't know what I'm not taking you seriously. You're in your fucking boxers, dude. Why? At least put on a tank. Wear a muscle tee, all right? I mean, at least wear something, bro. But you're in a tank top. I'm not in a tank top. You're in the boxers. You're in nothing but a boxers, dog. Like, that's freaking weird. But Adam Sosnick, oh my God, bro. Like, when you sit out there and say, who will believe the bullshit Andrew Tate is saying? Like, why would you? Who in the right mind will believe it? Him, this bozo right here.
Joey, if you want to let them know, or Andres, let them know in the back. But here's basically what's happened today. Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan, formerly charged with rape and human trafficking. Yes. Scroll down here if you can. This is ironically written by the one and only Lucy Williamson with her friend George Wright. Lucy Williamson, famous for the hit piece they did when the BBC was so kind enough to enter the Tate compound and do the interview with them. And she wrote this piece for the BBC. Controversial influencer Andrew Tate has been charged in Romania with rape, human trafficking, and forming an organized crime group to sexually exploit women. His brother Tristan and 2 associates also face charges, and they've all denied allegations. Tate brothers were first arrested in Bucharest in December. In March, they were moved from custody to house arrest following a ruling by a Romanian judge. Just one judge, by the way. No jury of your peers. That's not the way that it works in Romania. Weird system they got.
What are you talking about? He hasn't gone to trial yet, so there's not going to be a jury. It's no different than in America. If the cops want to do an investigation on you, they go to the judge, and guess what the judge does? They sign a warrant. They don't need a jury to sign a warrant. They don't need anybody else to go there to sign a warrant. You just need the judge to sign a warrant to look at your shit and investigate you. So what the fuck? This is so disingenuous. It's actually not even funny. It's sad. This is copium at its finest. He's saying in March, they were moved from custody to a house following a ruling by a Romanian judge. Yeah, that they don't need a jury for that. The judge rules because the judge is the top law in that district. So before they take you to trial, if they need to hold you on house arrest, or they need to extend a hold, or they need to do something else, they go to the judge. It's actually no different than in America. The prosecutors go to the judge if they want to go ahead and make a case for you being a flight risk. They go to the judge and say, hey, I don't think we should let this guy go. All right. Then his lawyers will come up here and argue with the judge on why they think that Andrew Tate is not a flight risk. Okay. But you don't need a jury to do that. You don't need a jury to do any of that. This is so disingenuous. It's actually just sad. And as someone who's supposed to be a professional, like Adam Sosnick pretends to be, you're a fucking dumbass. Like, I actually have a legitimate problem with this guy now because he's lying. Either he's lying or he's an actual cuck. I don't know which one it is. Harry O'Donnell, shout out to you for the $5 super chat. He says, I foresee Lord Marquad will have a better chance of delivering those goddamn chocolates. Tate got locked up. There's visitation dates. He gonna stalk Tate's Twitter account for them visitation dates. I guarantee you, Lord Marquad, he gonna be that dude trying to get an interview from jail. He be like, hey guys, okay, so we're live from the Romanian prison right now, where I, Lord Marquad, the greatest guy that ever lived in the world, the technologist of our time, okay? Not only am I not going to explain to you what an NFT is, but I'm going to give you guys an exclusive interview from Andrew Tate directly from prison. And this is a scene of him walking up, knocking, and the guards just tell him to get the fuck out. There's all that build up for nothing. But let's get back to this Sosnick loser, bro. I can't believe he just said what he said. I got to rewind it back. So you guys can hear exactly what I heard.
Brothers were first arrested in Bucharest in December. In March, they were moved from custody to house arrest following a ruling by a Romanian judge. Just one judge, by the way. No jury of your peers. That's not the way that it works in Romania. Weird system they got there. The indictment deposited with the Bucharest court says that the 4 defendants formed an organized criminal group in 2021 to commit human trafficking in Romania, but also other countries, including the U.S. and the U.K. They named 7 alleged victims who were recruited by the Tate brothers through false promises of love and marriage. So, 14-month investigation. The formal charges are rape and human trafficking. In my opinion, the case is very weak. We did the interview with Andrew, then we did the 5-hour interview. 45 minutes of it were omitted, censored, because it was revolving around their case, and that will be distributed at a later date. And then we did an hour and a half with Tristan. We were treated royally, had a great time. I said that they were very hospitable. We had lunch. We basically spent the entire day from sun up to sundown to midnight at the compound, interviewing, getting to know each other, smoking cigars, having cocktails. Tristan and I finished, I think, a half a bottle of Johnny Blue by the time the night was over. Andrew
I'm sorry, but if the guy interviewing Andrew Tate, I find out as an audience member, I found out was drinking, smoking with him, and chilling with him at his villa. I'm sorry, but I'm inclined to just lean towards the BBC journalists y'all are ridiculing right now that didn't drink and smoke tobacco with y'all. Because it seemed like you're tainted right now, Adam Sosnick. You bragging about how great your day was spending at the Tate Villa all day and all night. You know why you spent all day and all night over there? Is because he can't leave his house because he's still under house arrest. Spent all day, all night drinking and smoking and whatnot. How the fuck am I supposed to trust your judgment? You're sitting there talking about, oh, yeah, there's no evidence against the Tate. I know I spent the whole day at the villa drinking, smoking, and having fun. I mean, but I don't see any evidence that they have. This is all fabricated. Oh, yeah, I'm just supposed to believe this guy. This guy right over here. Like, come on, bro. You're not objective even in the finest. Like, it's not. You can't even call yourself a journalist. You can't even call you. You're a butt boy. That's what it is, bro. He's your butt buddies. All right, you go over there and you guys, you know, but what about this? But what about the case? What about the evidence? A little weird, bro. Bitsu Cool, shout out to you. He says he will never sell his soul. Bitch, please. He been sold his soul, bro. Facts. Dev, shout out to you. He says keep coping and seething Tate and fanboys. They're doing it right now. You should see my Instagram comments, bro. Like, these guys are sending me DMs. Oh, yeah, you're such a simp. Like, look at you. That's why you're just spending all your time talking about guys that would never care about you. Dude, you're in my DMs talking to me, defending the guy, in the end of the day would never care about you. Doesn't even know you exist right now. Like, why are you coming? You should go talk to him. Don't talk to the messenger, bro. Talk to them.
I were smoking the hookah. Other people were smoking cigars. It was a great time.
Hey, who is this? Yo, this lady is cute as all hell. I'm gonna keep saying that every time I see her on. Hey, listen, I might be reacting to Adam's shows for a different reason, bro. She cute as hell. I ain't gonna lie.
But at the same time, we weren't like there to do a friendly kumbaya interview. We asked them hard questions. They answer hard questions. But
wait a minute now. Sorry, Chad. I gotta rewind that back. Did the nigga that just say he spent all day and night drinking, smoking hookah with Andrew Tate? Didn't come there to have fun. He came there to be serious. Wait a minute now. Let me just play that back.
The people were smoking cigars. It was a great time. But at the same time, we weren't like there to do a friendly kumbaya interview. We asked.
Then why were you drinking and smoking cigars with him? Wait a minute. If the whole point of it was not to be friendly, you should have just went there, got down to business, and left. Not go there, drink, smoke, have fun, and then talk about how Andrew Tate felt in prison, how Andrew Tate's fifi was when he got charged. You all sat there and sang kumbaya about another man's feelings. That's what y'all did. You Joe, this guy is a fucking weirdo, bro. He's a
hard
weirdo.
Questions. They answer hard questions, but at the same time, we didn't do a hit piece. We didn't do what Lucy's doing over here, basically pretending to be their friend, coming into their compound, and then boom, being like, so you're a raper.
Yeah.
You know,
Yikes.
like,
so in my opinion,
y'all are just targeting this Lucy woman. Like, I feel like she's now the new, like, she's the new target for the red pill ever since Tate in this whole BBC interview went down, right? Because Tate did that cringe video trying to make her seem like she was stalking his ass and whatnot, but that's obviously not the case. She's a fucking journalist, so she's not there to drink and smoke with you or doing these weirdo stuff. And plus, Tate, you're the one that said you don't care about depression, or I'm sorry, in your words, depression doesn't exist. So if depression doesn't exist, why does she need to come up there and talk about your mental health? That makes no fucking sense. Okay, so you guys are putting this crazy target on this journalist's back right now, all because she came in there and asked questions that anybody who's serious about Andrew Tate's situation would ask. Now she's a target. Like, this is crazy, bro. Adam Sosnick, she has more balls than you do.
The case is very weak. The evidence is certainly very weak. They've been held 6 months with no charges. Finally, they formalized charges today. In my opinion, this is just a complete shakedown. This is a matrix, politically motivated attack. Why? Because they probably have hundreds of millions of dollars that they've accumulated in wealth, whatever the number is, cars, vehicles, the house, the compound, assets, crypto, all seized. And at the end of the day, I asked Tate, I said, what do you think is going to happen here? Because he put out a tweet basically asking the audience, what do you think is going to happen to me? Are they going to just drop the charges? Are they going to formalize charges? Are they going to basically save face? And
you're asking the audience? Your retard audience? Oh, Lord. This guy, these people, y'all a different level of stupid. You oh my God, my head actually hurts. Chat, like, yo, my head actually hurts. This is a grown man who's supposed to be talking about business and all that shit. All right, your whole channel is Valuetainment money. All right, the most emotionless thing you can get involved in. All right, because you know what, money is money. All right, you're sitting there talking about, in your opinion, you believe that this is the Matrix. You're actually promoting that idea that the Matrix is. Fuck, my head hurts, bro. Like, these guys are, oh my God. Either he's grifting or he's stupid. I can't think of either one. Chat, help me out here. And worst of all, Andrew Tate does a poll on what his future outcome would be. I thought he was certain about how his future it was going to end up. I thought he was certain that the government was going to, railroad them because the Matrix and whatnot, right? I thought that was going to happen. So you're telling me a guy who's supposed to be certain is certain enough to ask the audience what they think is going to happen to him. Fucking A, bro. You guys are oh my God, dude. This Tate thing is, it's yo, my fucking head hurts, bro. I can't do this. I can't deal with this shit no more, chat. I can't. CD, shout out to you. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Hold on. Let me catch my bearings real quick. I can't, bro. Like, this is actually, this is headache and migraine inducing shit right here, man. He says, drinking and smoking with your interview subjects sounds like a journalist and more like sounds less like a journalist and more like a groupie / propagandist. Facts. He's the exact media type that'll go in those back rooms, smoke and drink with the guys they're supposed to be being objective about, and then come out and say, yeah, I see no evidence that this person is guilty. Everyone is saying this guy is guilty. It's not true. I hung out with the guy. He's a good guy. I know that guy. Good guy. Great stand-up person, all right? We smoked the hookah, we drank. Oh, man, you should see me. I was knocked on my ass, but these guys are good guys. Oh, no charges. It's all fake. Like, yeah, CD's right, bro. You're not a journalist. You weren't being fair. You weren't being tough, okay? Matter of fact, you're out here being disingenuous, Adam, all right? And I can't believe that lovely girl sitting right behind you or right next to you is agreeing with this bullshit. Girl, don't listen to this dude. Don't let him drag you down to his own bullshit, okay? He's dumb, all right? What's her name? Valerie or whatever it is? Is it Vanessa? What's that girl's name? What is his co-host name? I keep forgetting. Is it Vanessa? I think it's Vanessa, right? Listen, don't listen to that bullshit, all right? Don't agree with this clown. He's dumb. It's okay. You all went out to the Tate Mansion smoking and drinking. You're no longer an objective interviewer. You're his friend. Okay, you're his buddy. All right, I would even reckon you guys are closer than that. So let's continue.
Criminate me with a lesser charge. At the end of the day, he said this is a shakedown. They're going to charge me with something because you can't lock someone up in prison for 6 months and be like, no, you're good, bro. So this was coming. He knew this was coming. He predicted this was coming. In any interview, he said this is basically what he suspected them to happen. But sad situation where they're just basically reaching out to thousands of people, trying, looking, bribing in some cases, people to come out and speak against the Tates. And they found a handful of people that have not come forward publicly. Some may say they've been.
I'm sorry. Hey, Adam, if the Romanian government doesn't have evidence or the evidence really light, Where is your evidence for saying that this is what the BBC actually did? No. If you're saying that the BBC spent thousands in bribes and work hours to go ahead and get other people to fabricate evidence against Tate, well, you got to present the evidence. You have to present the evidence to what you're saying, because now what you're saying, it's no different than Tate proclaiming his innocence. It's bullshit. Where is your proof that the BBC and Lucy cooperated with other women to put false allegations out through the media? Where is your proof? So y'all can just go ahead and say whatever you want to say with no proof, no facts, no evidence, and then make it seem like that's the actual truth, just because all you guys are repeating the same behavior or we're saying the same talking points. But then when they actually put evidence out there, right? Even though the names are skewed, they put chat logs, they put text messages, they put witness testimonies out there. Y'all don't believe the evidence that's already out there. But then y'all can come up here and say whatever you want with no evidence and believe it. Listen, idiot, bozo, just because you repeat shit multiple times does not mean it eventually becomes true. Just because you repeat shit and your audience repeats shit and all these other fanboys or clout chasers want to repeat the same bullshit does not make it true. Like, you guys are just coming up with shit. Where's your evidence for all this crap you're talking? I don't see any evidence that the BBC and Lucy collaborate with other co-conspirators to go ahead and hem up Andrew Tate with false allegations. I don't believe that unless you provide proof. Matter of fact, I also don't believe that the Matrix paid or offered to pay Andrew Tate $60 million to keep his mouth shut. I don't believe that either. If you believe that, you're a dumbass, and I got a bridge in France to sell you. What's this girl's name again? Y'all, Natalie. Thank you so much, chat. I appreciate it. Natalie, don't believe this nigga. Like, don't believe him. He's lying out his ass. This dude is a cuck. Don't believe him, Natalie. Hey, listen, I know you need the money, girl. I know you need the money. You got to stick with this loser. All right, it is what it is. I get it. Right? What not? Okay, but y'all are looking damn stupid. I'm sorry, Natalie. If you believe this shit, you fine, but you damn stupid. You fine and stupid. That might be a dangerous combo. I don't know. Chat, help me out. I don't know how to feel. Hey, Genshin, shout out to you with the $2 super chat. He says, did you see Sneeko defending EDP on Jadeon's stream? When was this? EDP's a weirdo, bro. He is one of those dudes you do not defend. Like, you can't defend a weirdo, bro. And the whole cupcake thing was because of him. He started that shit. Be too cool. Shout out to you. He says, Adam sauced up on the Cope 40. Facts. And holding on to Tate's dick for dear life. That's exactly what he's doing, bro. This is copium on a different level, dog. Look how sincere he's got his arms and he's just looking at the camera. Yeah, the Matrix did it. And Andrew Tate is so innocent. Look at him. Look at him. Like he acting like he's on the stand right now. And you're not even in court.
And bought off. And now they have a handful. They said 7 victims who allegedly were, quote unquote, human trafficked, raped. So we'll see. We'll see if they get a fair trial. You guys let me know if you guys think they're going to actually receive a fair trial or a fair verdict from the judge. My opinion, strictly my opinion, complete shakedown. They'll be exonerated of all their crimes, but they'll have to pay a heavy fine. And then Tate will basically be like, so this was just a money play. You know, this was just a shakedown to basically steal my freaking money, charge me with tax evasion, whatever it ends up being. And now you pay a fine, you slap on the wrist, let's see, and just take my money.
Wow.
So,
they took his Bitcoin. They took all of his luxury cars. They took everything they could get their hands on. I'm sorry, Adam. This is starting to look a little bigger than just a goddamn fine or slap on the wrist. I'm sorry. If they're getting to the point where they're looking through and getting Bitcoin numbers, it's more than just... Yo, Adam, bro. Adam. Yo, where did they find this guy? Where did Patrick find this guy, bro? He's got the personality type of a lackey. Like, he's the perfect lackey. Like, I don't even know. I don't know what to say, bro. Angela Knight's in the chat. She says, "How you gonna crush on Natalia and not know her name?" And honestly, that's how I am. Like, if I see a girl, I don't even need to your beauty's all I need to need. Like, I'll just come talk to you. Like, I don't even know you. I don't need to know your name. I'll be talking for hours before I even know your name. This is how it is. Look, I just like women. It is what it is. Like, if you look good, you look good. Like, this is what it is. Like, hey, Natalie look good too. Like, Angela, you look cute too. Like, what you talking about? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen. Hey, listen, I ain't even gonna tell on myself, bro. I'm just keep the video rolling.
Very interesting. So, with that being said, that's the article that just basically broke in the news today. You guys, I mean, a lot of people that follow our content understand that we not only are we friends with these guys, fans of their content, but we empathize with the plight that they're dealing with about being basically locked up, thrown in jail, and being accused of things that you never did. But hopefully, you know, they say that MLK said that justice bends in the history.
Shut the fuck up. You calling Martin Luther King now? You calling Martin Luther King? Shut the fuck up, dog. Who are these people? Yo, chat. Yo, fucking A, bro. Where did we get to a point where someone like this guy is quoting Martin Luther King in favor of a guy that just got hemmed up for being a trafficker? Like, dude, what the fuck is that? Yo, what the fuck is this? Yo, get Martin Luther King's name out your goddamn mouth. You're not even saying the quote right now.
In the arc of justice. So we'll see if that actually formalizes and takes place. By the way, what'd you think of the interview?
Of which the
Andrew and Tristan,
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was I thought everybody got to see, especially because you guys did the interview prior. So everybody got to kind of see Tate when Tate became Tate. And then now the post, right? And then you also see the role that his brother played. I actually got kind of emotional when they talked about each other's brotherhood because, you know, that level of understanding, you know, in a world where it feels like sometimes everybody's against you. So to have that level of understanding and, you know, that commitment with each other, it's beautiful. It's like the definition of what a family is. So I thought it was a great perspective. And I do want to say, if you guys watched PBD podcast this morning, I watch all the podcasts. Pat said something really key. He said, now the lawyers will get to work.
Yep.
And now we will get to see.
Baby girl. It's your baby girl. Like, listen, Natalie, baby. What the fuck are you saying? What the fuck are you talking about? Now the lawyers can get to work. You know when the lawyers should have gotten to work? When Tate was self-snitching online. The lawyers should have gotten to work then. not after the charges come. They should have gotten to work before the charges came, okay? Not after he's been charged. No. They should have told him, hey, Tate, shut the fuck up. Or at the very least, they take his cell phone away, right? At the very least, they stop him from doing interviews with your boss, Adam Sosnick. That's when his lawyer should have gotten to work. His lawyer should have gotten to work and stopped him from even talking to Patrick McDavid. That's when his lawyer should have gotten to work, but his lawyer wasn't getting to work. I don't even think his lawyer's doing anything right now. I don't think so. His lawyer, he's getting to work after they got charged. He should have been gotten involved, taking this dude's phone away and saying, no more media. You're making life worse for me. I got to defend you. You're over yourself snitching. Shut the fuck up. That's when his lawyer should have been working, baby girl. But you can't, Natalie, come on, Natalie. Come on. I get it. PBD's your boss. Adam Sosnick your boss. Whatever. I'm not even going to get in there. But I'm just saying, listen, you ain't too fine to be above criticism now. Let's just... So, you know, Duke gotta get the other head in control now. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't, come on, relax. Okay, that was not a that was not a good statement right there. That was his lawyer should have been working a long time ago, and now they have to work overtime thanks to these stupid interviews he's been doing.
Who will, you know, bring out the truth and the facts will come out. And I look forward to it. I think this is a great learning experience for the world. This is a great learning experience for the people, you know, who are part of the Tate community and that whole, you know, this whole generation. But at the end of the day, I think a fair trial is deserved for everybody going through any, you know, type of issues. But I'm excited to see what happens. I think this is a great experience for us to see. I think it's terrible what they're going through. I can't imagine and the things they go through. But I loved to see, there was something about, you know how people say like there's people have like a smile and like people smile. It's not just their teeth.
Yeah, you definitely got a cute smile. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm sorry, Chad. I can't help myself. Come on now. I'm just a man, okay? She talking about smiles while she showing them pearly white teeth. She know what she doing. She know exactly what she doing. What we talking about here, Chad? Come on. CD, shout out you for the $10 super chat. He says, interesting how now is the time these guys are all of a sudden Ben Crump and into something being railroaded by a system. Doesn't that sound like the same black man narrative they deny that goes on in America? Facts. Black people live in a police state. Black America lives in cancel culture. All right. But all of a sudden it's like, yo, when Patrick Bet-David interviews, I forgot what that guy's name is, Roland Martin, right? He interviews Roland Martin and denies that systemic problems exist. That's what Patrick Bet-David, that's her boss. The dude that denies that systemic injustice is a thing, right? That's him, the Iranian guy, right? And then all of a sudden, Andrew Tate gets hemmed up. Systemic injustice all over the place. Oh my God. The system is corrupt and we got to change it. It's like, bro, come on. Oh, now it happened to your guy. Now the system's corrupt. But what we've been talking about this whole time, nope, throw it away. It's funny how that shit works, right? CD again with the $2 super chat. It says they become social justice warriors now. CD, that's exactly what we've been saying. These people are the exact opposite of SJWs. Not opposite. No. They're the opposite side of the coin of FJWs, okay? All right? It's like they're SJWs, but just for the right side of things. Because think about it. SJWs will go crazy for certain things, right? These guys will do the exact same thing. Like, listen, that I'm not getting over that Charleston White shit, bro. Dude was talking about raping white women. All right, he bragged about it on Fresh and Fit's show. No one called him out on it. Matter of fact, the people who criticize him on that shit, all right, they call us the SJWs, which is crazy. It's like, what? Oh, wait, it's not when he says that Asian women should be raped or Asian babies should be sodomized. No. It's not when Charleston White said that at all right? It's when we criticize them. That's when we became SJWs. Like, make it make sense. It's like, I don't care if you're black, Charleston White. It's not okay to go out talking the way you're talking. You're making every black person look bad. You're going up there talking about you great white women and Asian women should be great. And then you talking about Asian babies being sodomized. You sound like a lunatic. And you don't represent any black folks whatsoever. I don't know what community leader youth leader you're a part of, but they need to investigate your ass. That's what they need to do. All right. But us calling that shit out, the manosphere becomes SJWs and attacks us because we criticize it. They're the opposite side of the coin. That's why I don't trust these bozos.
It's like a smile. And I think throughout the interview, we got to see like Tate feel like a smile of like a genuine, like, this is who I am. I feel comfortable in a space. I want to talk. And I think it's very, very few places people feel a platform where they can really be honest and share. And I love to see the interaction between you guys. You know, I think that's a
fake
great,
who you are
yes.
over a 5-hour podcast.
Oh
You can
my
do
God.
it
Yes.
on a 5-minute quick little clip. You can pretend to be someone else, but you get a feel for someone after 12 hours.
Yeah.
Being in their house, being in their compound, how they treat the staff, how they treat the people serving the food, how they treat the girls over there. Hey, would you please bring me this? How they treat their brothers, how they treat us. You can't fake that kind of stuff.
It was like watching.
Hey, Sosnick. That's all nice at all. All right. Yeah, we can all judge people based off their how we know our personal relationships to them. All right. We all have that. For instance, everyone has personal relationship with somebody out there, right? It's impossible not to. Okay. So we judge those people based off the personal relationships that we have with them. For instance, all right, just because of the personal relationship we have with that particular person, we might judge them a little bit less harsh than someone else we don't have a personal relationship with. Okay, you just explaining that you're building or you've built a personal relationship with Tate does not exclude the fact that his actions towards other people who are not you weren't also legitimate. You can't say that. Just because you had a great experience with Andrew Tate for 5 hours, you were in his house, does not mean the other people who he stole from, the other people who he defrauded, the women who are in the situation right now, doesn't mean they weren't hurt themselves by this guy. Like, this is ridiculous. Y'all are always putting personal relationships above business, but y'all are the same one to talk about, oh, no, it's business above everything else. Y'all are just hypocrites, bro. Especially this dude right over here, Adam Sosnick. Like, I can't believe, like, I had a little bit of respect for this guy. I actually, you know, it's just whatever. it's pretty much gone now. But I had a little bit of respect for this guy, a little bit, and now it's just gone because I thought he was gonna be a man. You know, he's got the Just for Great thing going on over here, right? He looked like he's dressed like he's a more mature individual, trying to have mature conversations in the red pill space. So you can respect that because I prefer him over Rolo. But like this much Tate dick riding, bro. I can't deal. I can't deal.
Like a man's man. You know when people say like, oh, that's a man's man?
Yeah.
Watching all of the dynamics, each role that you guys played, the interaction, it was like watching like a man's man podcast. It was awesome. I felt so like this is like power, this is strength, this is, you know, something that's really it's gonna be history. So I'm, you know, excited for you.
Oh my God, baby girl. God damn it, dog. God damn it. Hey man, I think we got to get you in some rooms outside of people like that. I'm gonna tell you this: Patrick Bet-David is not a man's man. All right, this nigga over here, Adam Sosnick. Okay, hey, this guy over here, this is not a man's man. He's the furthest thing from a man's man. And God forbid, Tate himself is not a man's man. He just pretends to be online. None of the people who you've listed are man's man, okay? I'm sorry you got sucked into a room with all the people who unfortunately pay your salary, and just because they have that, you make it seem like these guys are just powerful men talking about business. All those 5 hours he spent at Tate's house, they talked about nothing. Just about how innocent Tate was, but it had no evidence to back it up. So I'm sorry, but there's no man's going on here, okay? I mean, what are you talking about here? I mean, the cope, guys, the cope is real. The cope is fucking real, bro.
You know, through your process and your journey through that, because that's also a process for you too.
So anyway, that's just sort of the overdraft of basically what's happening, or overview of what we're going to be discussing today. So that's what literally came down the pike today. It's so funny how we talk about timing.
Yep.
The day that we get back, our first podcast back, that's the story that breaks this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Tate formally charged by the Romanian.
How about isn't that a coincidence? The first when you guys do a podcast with Andrew Tate, all of a sudden he gets charged. It's almost as if maybe Andrew Tate shouldn't have been talking to the media. Maybe he shouldn't be talking to you guys, having this man's man conversation, because this man's man conversation is going to land him in a prison cell filled with man's mans, and he's about to be a man's bitch. So I don't know what you want me to do with that, but all these man's man stuff didn't work out when he spoke to y'all, did he? When he spoke to your boss, Patrick, it didn't work out, did he? Matter of fact, it seemed like every time he opened his mouth, shit just got that much worse for him. Like, like this cope, it's gonna get worse, chat. Matter of fact, if you thought Adam Sosnick shit was worse, chat, I gotta play this video. We're not gonna play the whole thing, but just the part where they talking about Andrew Tate. And I have never seen a bigger Skittle guzzler than Myron right now. Myron and Fresh we kind of discount, but Myron, I have to say, I was just completely flabbergasted. I'm not gonna say I was surprised, but I was flabbergasted. Okay, let's play this video.
Almost 500,000 people watching, and Tristan kind of revealed it. They're pretty much under investigation for stealing TikToks.
Yes, which is wildly absurd. How is that even possible?
Like, bro, what the fuck?
That makes no sense.
You know,
right off the bat, I'm sorry, they already lied. You see, oh my God, you see how disingenuous these people are. He's sitting there saying, "Oh, they stole a bunch of TikToks." Can you believe it? That's what they're trying to charge him for? No, it's not. No, it's not. It wasn't because they stole a bunch of TikToks. No, it's because they were using the TikToks as a funnel to get a bunch of stupid dudes to go pay for their OnlyFans and essentially pay Andrew Tate's empire. That's what they were doing. That's the link with TikTok. It wasn't they were stealing TikTok accounts. No, what the fuck? How dumb does that sound? Stealing TikTok accounts. What? What, are they just going in and just hacking people's account, taking usernames and passwords? I'm pretty sure that's not what happened. They weren't stealing TikTok accounts. Stop making it sound so trivial. No, bro. The TikTok account were a funnel to Andrew Tate's webcam business. Okay, that's the link they found with TikTok. Stop lying, guys. It gets worse from here. Like, you thought we got a headache listening to goddamn what's his name, Adam Sosnick. Myron was just a goddamn, I don't know what to call it.
very well. You're behind the scenes. You help out with the War Room. You know, obviously you were there during the Vice interview, right? You can hear the Australian guy in the back, like, "Oh no, he's answering your questions, mate." Like, what the fuck?
Our friend's advice. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Well, you know what? With the Vice situation, we've talked about it a little bit before, but for the people that might have not heard it, can you tell us about that Vice interview and what led up to that? Because it was really snaky what they did, man.
Yeah, for real. So, I mean, look, Andrew's got testicular fortitude. That man has courage. If you can say one thing about the Tate brothers, they're a lot more. Their risk appetite's a lot broader than mine. For me to be like, journalists, don't talk to them, scumbags. Andrew's logic was, they're going to do a hit piece. We might as well talk to them anyway, which I think does make sense.
Ah.
Whoa! Wait, time out. I gotta rewind that. This nigga, I don't even know who this nigga is, but he sounds dumb. Wait a minute. You gotta, whoa!
For real. So, I mean, look, Andrew's got testicular fortitude. That man has courage. If you can say one thing about the Tate brothers, they're a lot more. Their risk appetite's a lot broader than mine. For me to be like, journalists, don't talk to them, scumbags. Andrew's logic was, they're going to do a hit piece. We might as well talk to them anyway, which I think does make sense.
So wait a minute. Andrew Tate, wait, first of all, your logic was, don't talk to the media. They're scumbags. Okay. Andrew Tate's logic was, oh, I know the media is scumbag, and I'm currently fighting an investigation, but I think it'd be a smart thing to talk to these scumbags anyways. And in your breath, that's a smart decision. Wait. In your infinite wisdom, you crazy idiot. All right. You think Andrew Tate talking to a bunch of media people who he knows are scumbags was a logical decision? Was a best decision you could have ever made? What is with these dudes in pocket squares sounding like retards? Like, what the fuck? Like, who is this guy? Oh, yeah, it just makes sense. Yeah, you know, why not talk to the people I think are scumbags anyways? I'll just willingly talk to them. And yeah, I totally expect that this media shitstorm with Lucy and the BBC is going to happen. And then I'm just going to use it as a form of whoa. Some other logic just hit my brain just now. Wait a minute. I gotta talk this out, right? Let me get this straight. It's sound logic for Andrew Tate to talk to a bunch of media people he thinks are scumbags, all right? Only for him to then later complain about those very same scumbags doing scumbags behavior by exposing him. So how is that smart? Huh? It seems like y'all are just getting ready to get down on your knees and just worship whatever Andrew Tate jerks off in your faces. That's what y'all are doing. This is ridiculous. I have never seen so much cope from, like, a lot of these red pillars, bro. The cope is getting bad.
They come in saying that we're going to do it like a.
Well, they came in again, like our friends at the BBC, saying all the right noises. You know, we're going to be impartial. We're going to be objective.
Goodness, yeah.
That Vice documentary was so impartial that even leftists who hate Tate had to admit, yeah, that was a shameless hit piece. You know, the ominous music in the background, all these ridiculous statements they were trying to make, and these inaccurate inferences and assumptions, and just very poor reporting. And basically, my job was to chaperone Matt and his crew and make sure that they didn't soundbite any of the War Room guys in a negative way, because we know that's their game. Gotcha questions, soundbites. That's what they exist for. And I took very good care. I mean, I've been working as a bodyguard for a long time, and now I'm management of bodyguards. I know how to take care of VIPs. We treated the Vice team like they were VIPs.
Yeah. Wow.
Pick them up, transport, make sure they got fed. I was bringing them water. I was making sure they were well looked after.
Took them for a ride in your Ferrari.
Yeah, indeed, they asked for that, and they really enjoyed that. But then afterwards, they represented me as someone trying to show off my Ferrari. It's just a car. I don't care.
Yeah.
But anyway, it shows how disingenuous they are. But despite that VIP treatment...
Well, how are they disingenuous? You didn't have to show them the Ferrari, but you did. Yeah, they have to call you out for what the fuck you're doing. Yeah, you're being a show-off. You're trying to win them over. That's what you were doing. Otherwise, you would have just gotten down to business. All right? Matter of fact, if you would have done your job, you would have protected Andrew Tate from talking to the media. But he did. And we got Vice. So now you're mad because you took him out in your Lamborghini, and then they come around and say, yeah, they were showing off the Lamborghini. Well, it's just a car. No, a Lamborghini is not just a car, you dummy. It's not like a Toyota. It's not like a Ford. It's a Lamborghini, all right? It has a name, a weight to its name, all right? No different than a Gucci belt, all right? It's more expensive than a normal belt because it's a Gucci belt, all right? Just like a Lamborghini. It's more expensive than other sports cars because it's a Lamborghini. It's what the fuck, bro? This is crazy. B2 Cool. Shout out to you for the $5 super chat. It says, we all know F&M are the same in closet Burton, Ernie, Tate, D riding homos. Jesus Christ, that was a mouthful. Listen, B2, I'm gonna just leave that up there. Facts. Let's continue.
I'm openly saying, guys, I'm here to stop you soundbiting good men doing, meaningful, transformative experiences. Like that Warham event was amazing. Even the guys who didn't fight said, yeah, I've learned a lot here. Very positive. Even though I said, guys, I'll take care of you, but I'm also going to make sure that you don't soundbite the lads and then, try and create problems for them. They still tried to represent my input as in I was some ominous, evil chaperone making sure that I'm controlling the narrative. It's like, bro, I told you what's happening and you accepted that. And we took very good care of you. Now, Tate even though Tate knew they were doing a hit piece, he was still, how are they? Are they happy with the room? Is their transport sorted? He still hosted them in an honorable way. They turned around and put forward such a biased hit piece that showed a true lack of honor. They are dishonorable men. And I think
but he already knew this was going to happen. So why is he getting mad? He shouldn't be. If Tate was this what is it? Is it omnipotent, right? Is that the right word, right? If he knew everything, if Tate knew everything, even to the fact knowing that these guys were going to do a hit piece, why invite them? Like this is such a dumb logic. It only makes sense if you're trying to make your guys sound right. You guys sound dumb. Like this is ridiculous. Oh, Tate knew they were going to do a hit piece, but he was surprised that they actually did a hit piece after he treated them nice. It's almost as if it's almost as if the same thing. He was trying to bribe them to do a nice video on him after he treated them nice, especially if he already knew they were going to do what they were going to do anyways. Because if he knew that, he probably wouldn't have been so nice. Fuck, bro. I'm getting a headache, chat.
world realizes it. Whether it's the device lead by device as an organization.
Omniscient, my bad. Omniscient. That's what it is. All-knowing, omniscient. My bad. I'm sorry. My head hurts, okay, Chad? It's a lot of work doing this. I don't know what else to tell you. These guys are that insane, bro, and they're that ridiculous.
I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, did they file for bankruptcy like a month and a half ago or a month ago?
I got to say, when I saw that, I had one of those good belly laughs, one of those good deep laughs. That was fun. I mean, karma's real, man. Yeah. Reality wins in the end, you know?
Yeah,
but if anyone can relate to that situation about loyalty, bring someone into your home, we can.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
crazy,
right? And it's interesting because when I was in Dubai, you hosted me in your home. Thank you so much for that. Obviously, we went to Bucharest. They hosted us there for like damn near a month. Yeah. So, when people open up their home to you, they expect a certain level of respect back. And it's just strange to me how you can really tell someone's a snake and slimy when you bring them into, your home and then they treat you like shit after. And that tells you a lot about their character,
Well, time out. It tells you a lot about your character if you're expecting people to owe you something after you do something nice for them. That says a lot about your character. You expect a little quid pro quo. It's fine. It is what it is. But don't sit there and pretend you're inviting people over to your house for the goodness of your heart. Stop doing that bullshit. It sounds lame as fuck. It wasn't for the goodness of your heart. He knew what the fuck he was doing this whole time. He just didn't get what he wanted. It is what it is. Now, because he didn't get what he wanted, all of a sudden, the people we invited to the home, they're all evil, meanie, they're all snakes. Meanwhile, this guy still hangs out with Sneeko, even though Sneeko took down Roll Tomasi on his own platform. He's still hanging out with Zerka, even though Zerka has been criticizing these dudes left and right. Zerka just got done calling Tate a fraud. What are you going to say about that? You're going to still hang out with Zerka? Wouldn't that make you a snake? These guys are just ridiculous, bro. It's honestly it's sad.
It teaches you that they weren't brought up with morals, no family structure. This is just shit that doesn't happen. And then in the Islamic faith, right, from the Middle East, etc., like that's the ultimate treachery. So
it's a big deal. And to that point, within Middle Eastern culture, which I really like, who you bring into your house, it's a big deal. The house is a sacred place. It's where your family is. They were brought in to the house, so to speak. And as you said, zero honor as men. So anyone who's looking to learn how not to act, go and
follow Vice.
Yeah, follow the advice from Vice. My goodness, what an incredible source.
And they got great revenge back. He was like, "Yeah, I'll do the interview with you."
Some chocolates,
yeah, just bring some chocolates.
It's funny, actually, something I haven't talked about. That guy from Vice, I won't say his name because he's taken some heat. And obviously, the Warham stands for professionalism. Anyone making threats online and thinking that they represent Tate is completely incorrect. No one should make threats against anyone online. That's Tate's principles. That's the Warham principles. Yeah. So I won't mention his name because he's gotten a lot of heat. But he's still coming onto me in Instagram on WhatsApp, trying to charm me. Hey man, when are we meeting up? My response: bro, you should have given Tate his chocolates.
Yeah.
That's funny, man. That's funny.
Hey, man, I mean, the chickens have come to roost, man. It is what it is. And Vice is taking a big L right now. They used to be, at the top level of journalism. And now it's like, how the mighty have fallen over the woke culture. You look at Bud Light, you look at Vice, you look at a lot of these industries. BBC just took a big L.
Massive.
What's your thoughts on the whole BBC interview? Maybe some insights that people might not know about behind the scenes that you can tell.
I think the beautiful thing about the BBC interview was watching Tate just eat them alive with ease. He is such an intellectual powerhouse. He's so eloquent. Same with Tristan. These guys are, yes, they're big, strong, physical guys with cars and lifestyle. They're also intellectually, they're absolute heavyweights. So the ease with which someone who, let's look at Andrew. He's under house arrest. BBC isn't just trying to ruin his name. They're trying to ruin his life and get him back in jail by catching him with gotcha moments and these sorts of things.
Oh my God. Oh my, you guys are actually running with this. They're actually they're trying to make the BBC the scapegoat for this bullshit. This is actually insane. You're actually making the BBC a scapegoat for this? There were other media platforms that printed the exact same thing. The only difference between the BBC and Andrew Tate is the BBC did an interview with Andrew Tate. That's it. But just because they were asking questions does not mean, like, literally oh my fucking God. Oh my God. These guys are actually going to do this. They're actually going to do this. You're blaming the BBC for Andrew Tate and the years of him shit talking about how much money he makes off these e-sites? All of a sudden, the BBC is the problem? Who believes this? They're actually going to pin this whole shit on the BBC and not. So you're going to tell me that you're going to let Andrew Tate off the hook, no accountability, anything. It's just the BBC's fault. Y'all look crazy. Y'all look just crazy. I can't believe this.
Ask no questions about a pending investigation.
Yeah, Tate is so mentally sharp and so together as a man, so stoic. We talk about mental resilience. Can you imagine your family getting dragged through the news? You know, your kids dealing with issues in school. Absolutely everything you can imagine that's negative happening to a man is happening.
No. We didn't know he had kids. He didn't even say on the media he had kids. This whole kids nonsense popped up. Matter of fact, didn't Adam Sosnick expose? He was the first one to let it slip that you had kids. That was the first time, because I was like, yo, Andrew Tate has kids. I didn't know that. That's something I didn't know. That's crazy. Adam Sosnick was the one that exposed all that. So I wouldn't even trust Adam with any type of secret whatsoever. That guy can't even keep his mouth shut, yet alone. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there, bro. But all of a sudden his kids are taking heat. All of a sudden they're like, why are you hiding behind your children, bro? Most people on the internet didn't even know you had kids until dude exposed it. So what? This stuff is just weak. I see a bunch of bozos, bro. Just admit it. Andrew Tate talked. He talked. All right. He talked, and now you know he's gonna get less time. But he talked, and now guess what? Some mafia dudes might be after him. Just admit that. Stop blaming the BBC for what Andrew Tate did. It's not the BBC that said what Andrew Tate said. They just quoted him.
To Tate right now, he's sitting there, he's smiling, and he is genuinely unfazed. That was one piece. As everything was being cancelled during that Vice interview, he was losing social media, he was losing website hosting, he was losing payment platforms. You want to talk about practicing what you preach? I was there in the room. Not one time did he show any emotion. Can you imagine your whole life unfolding? People saying all sorts of ridiculous things which you know are untrue globally, and genuinely not caring. Moments like that, you realize Tate is built different, and his brother too. Like, I don't know anyone else, and I've interacted with some pretty high-level people around the world, from whether it's military or corporate, ultra high net worth individuals of the world.
Yeah.
I don't know many other people who go through that and be genuinely stoic and unfazed. It's incredible to see.
I think when it comes to character, Andrew and Tristan display a level that I've never seen really in person.
Mm-hmm,
And Bikkiwa as one of their main guys talks a lot about your character as well.
I appreciate that, man. I mean, look, that's a good thing about Aussies. Typically speaking, we're a bit simple. What you see is what you get. You know? And I think in today's day and age, that's why I like working with you guys.
Yeah.
I wouldn't classify you guys as YouTubers. You're not going to sell your soul or your ethics for more attention or more clicks. That's very rare. With my small exposure to
What? Are you fucking dumb? They already sold their souls for clicks. That's what Fresh and Fit is. That's a whole deal. Bruh, they sold their whole soul to DJ Academics to get in the hip-hop scene. That they'll sell they'll sell their soul for anything, for clout. That's what they do. The fact that you just sat there and said, yeah, I've been observing you guys. You're Fresh and Fit boys. Oh, you guys, I've won you guys. You guys definitely don't sell your soul. You don't know a damn thing, you fucking weirdo. Go back to Australia, because clearly you haven't learned anything in America. The States have taught you nothing. Go back to Australia, okay? You can believe that garbage over there, but over here, these niggas are bozos, okay? They will sell their souls for bucks, okay? As Myron already did that. The whole controversy he was in with Anna Quinn, all right? He tried to have sex with her. He damn near wanted to sell his soul for some pussy. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Who are these stooges? Like, yo, you want me to tell me the one guy that sells his soul or his podcast for a box? You want to sit there and tell me he's a guy that don't sell their soul? Fresh. You want to tell me he didn't sell his soul to Miranda? Oh, fucking, I can't deal with these niggas, bro. I can't. Where do y'all find these guzzlers at, bro? This is ridiculous. This dummy just said it. What the fuck? Oh my God.
the online influencer crowd.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Most people sell their firstborn child. They'll sell their grandma just for some more clicks. Whereas
And
you guys live by certain morals. That's what the Tates are all about, and they speak for that. They speak for that old school traditional masculinity, being a man of honor. Sticking to your word, being there to essentially protect your brothers and be loyal.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm embodying. Anyone in my position will be doing the same thing for the Tates.
Yeah. No, you have to, man. And I mean, given my background, right, doing real human trafficking investigations, not this bullshit that they try to spin on these guys. Like I looked at it, I was like, this is nowhere near a human trafficking case. Like these girls are coming in and out. We have CCTV footage, right, of them coming in and out, and we made sure to like actually show the footage, break it down, show all the BS with what these girls were alleging.
I'm sorry, Myron. Where are you working again? Are you still working trafficking cases? Oh wait, you're on YouTube now. Imagine that. In your minimal experience, because you weren't even with the FBI for that long, so stop the fucking cap. Let's just be real, okay? You weren't with the FBI for that long, or not FBI, I'm sorry, Homeland Security, all right? You weren't with Homeland Security for that very long, all right? And not long enough for you to get in depth how this trafficking stuff works, all right? And yet alone, you're in the United States. This is Romania, all right? Two different law systems. So what you, in your infinite non-wisdom, would not consider evidence is something that a court of law would, okay? Just so you know, there's a reason why you're not currently working as a Homeland Security agent investigating trafficking. You're no longer there, okay? And there's probably a reason why, because you're saying this dumb shit. Oh, there's no evidence. Okay. Okay. Like the cope, guys. The cope.
In the French Riviera, like a week later, living the time of their lives.
Watches, Bentleys,
yeah,
living life.
Dude, like fuck that shit, because on Twitter they're throwing a storm like these guys are human traffickers, blah blah. No, we're gonna show you all the footage to show you guys how much these girls are fucking liars. Like we know who they are. We show the WhatsApp conversations. We're gonna get a Grammy for this, and we're gonna sell this to Hulu and Netflix. Like, dude, and it's crazy to me that all this came out, and people still want to sit there and call these guys human traffickers.
And so, in your experience in law enforcement, how many human traffickers did you come across who were pushing Bugattis and flying private? Like, it's nonsense. Who's going to have so much wealth? And if you want to wonder where the Tate's wealth comes from, pay your $50, sign up to the Real World, see how much of an amazing platform it is. Yeah. They have hundreds of thousands of subscribers
people in there.
who are and the resubscribe rate is huge because people see the value. There's no mystery. There's no malicious secrets as to where their money came from. They've built numerous platforms which add value to people's lives, and they have massive popularity. That's where the
Okay. I'm glad you said that. They've built numerous platforms. What is the one platform they're currently being investigated for that the Tate brothers are responsible for building? Oh, it's the webcam platform, right? The OnlyFans pimping platform that they built. That's the one that they're investigating. They're not investigating the numerous platforms, just the one that has to do with the webcam business that he's doing and the TikTok accounts that funneled a bunch of men into those accounts. That's what they're investigating. They're not investigating the numerous YouTube platforms that were built. No, because most of those platforms weren't even built by Tate. He just started an affiliate marketing program, and a bunch of his lackeys created YouTube channels and TikToks. That's what they did. So who is this guy? Like, this guy sounds like a dummy. Like, he sounds like he's trying to sound smart, but he's actually stupid. like what the fuck, bro? This is crazy. Isaiah Thompson, shout out to you with the $5 super chat. He says, now, how is it not showing emotion when your life is crumbling? That's a sign of a sociopath. I feel like he's lying. I don't trust a word this guy says. This guy doesn't even know what the fuck he means, bro. I won't trust. I would be, listen, the interview the video we just watched at the start of the stream with Andrew Tate going on and on and on, that's an emotional man. That man sounded emotional. I don't care what these dudes are seeing. That's an emotional dude who is fighting for his life. That's what he's doing right there. He's fighting for his life. That's why he's coming to the media to talk about it, right? So this guy is talking about, oh, yeah, I was there with Andrew Tate. He was completely emotionless and, this and that and this and that. They're just trying to build the myth, the ethos of Andrew Tate. That's what they're doing. That's all this is. I bet you he was really worried. He was in jail talking about, I got cancer. I need to let me out. Let me out. I got cancer. Turns out he didn't have cancer. He's out here smoking. And he was definitely emotional, hands down. If you believe someone that, I know you don't believe it, Isaiah, but it's crazy how these guys have come out and they talk about, oh yeah, he was so stoic the whole time. Meanwhile, we just got done watching them freak out because, oh, the Matrix, I told you they were gonna lie. I predicted this whole thing. Look at me. Let me take my shirt off. No, I ain't gonna do that on the stream. Let me just take my shirt off. All right, let me show you how the Matrix is really getting us right now. Come on, bro. CD shot to you, says, huh? Wasn't Jeffrey MC a wealthy trafficker? Facts. And they got his ass too. Yeah. I mean, I think these guys are like, I swear to God, they don't get it. Their arguments suck and they know it.
comes from. The idea that they'd be making that millions and millions of dollars a month, again, pushing Bugattis, flying private, but they're going to risk all of that and go to great lengths, both in terms of time and effort, to control some people, to take TikTok money. What universe are we in? What reality are we in? It's pure fallacy. And the fact that Western media is still trying to put this forward as if in any way it makes sense at all shows that you cannot trust Western media. It's so clear nowadays.
Yeah. It's really clown world type shit.
And even from the last show we did defending Andrew and Tristan, I brought up a point saying, for example, in their house, there's cameras rolling 24/7. If this is any type of like issue of human trafficking, we would have seen either on the footage, but guess what? They didn't pick up the footage because they know the truth is they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Are you retarded? Oh, I'm sorry. Why did I even ask that question? Yes, of course, Fresh, you're fucking stupid. Hey, listen, I don't know if you guys read the same case I read, but they busted 7 different houses. 7 different houses in connection to Tate's business. So I'm sorry, just because the Tate mansion himself, you didn't see any camera or photo evidence, doesn't mean there isn't photo evidence in all 7 of the properties they locked up. Fresh. You literally, what kind of, they had cameras, all right? And the cameras recorded everything. And just because they didn't show us the video evidence, that shows they don't have anything. What? That's definitely not true, bro. I don't know if you read the same paperwork I read, but the same paper I read was there were 7 other houses in Romania that was also raided. Not just the Tate mansion. There were also other houses raided that do this bullshit. Not just the Tate mansion. You sound, oh my God. See, this is why, Fresh, you almost should never open your mouth because you just almost make things worse. But I'm not even worried. You're surrounded by idiots, so go figure.
And that's, look, I'm not a lawyer.
We had some of it.
Yeah.
You know,
and we showed it.
Yeah, we showed it, but
the truth.
Shout out to every young man who's smart enough to install CCTV in their house. I mean, it's not expensive nowadays. Get it done. You need
Look at Conor McGregor now.
Oh, jeez.
The footage came out that she was hanging out with him 30 minutes after he allegedly had assaulted her. Clown world, man.
Look, someone in Conor's position, again, I don't want to speak too rudely, but he wouldn't have the energy to do that. He'd have trouble keeping up with the regular demand. In what universe is he's going to risk his wealth, his reputation, everything to go and do something clearly illegal and disgusting that he doesn't even have the intent to do anyway?
Whoa, time out. You're making it sound like Andrew Tate always had money, which he didn't. His main moneymaker was this weird, dirty, illegal thing that he was doing. The little thing you just pointed to. That's what was his main moneymaker. Like, this is, chat, what did I tell you they're going to do? I've been saying this. All right, that's why I told you, point to what Andrew Tate made before he went into webcamming. Point to Andrew Tate's wealth before he got on YouTube. What was his source of money aside from webcamming before he got to webcamming? You notice they can't find a source of wealth because even Andrew Tate said himself, he was a drug dealer. He was broke in the apartment before he came up with the idea to pimp girls online. So that's his main moneymaker. So if you guys to come online and pretend, Tate's always had money, and now they're trying to say he would just risk all of his wealth to do something as low and dirty as webcamming, and you guys are gonna sit there and believe that? Oh my God. I'm honestly starting to get a headache, yo. Like, I can't believe how dumb these people are. I'm starting to get a legitimate headache.
I'm pretty sure Conor McGregor is not starved for attention from females. Let's be real. But again, look at the headlines. And nowadays, unfortunately, I think this is something we can probably talk about. Men of means today, any woman can say anything, regardless of how ridiculous it is. You are guilty until proven innocent in the court of public opinion. That's dangerous. That is a dangerous threat environment to live in.
Not only that, like once the accusation is made, it tarnishes your name forever.
100%. Yeah, was it the bad news is on page 1 of the news, whereas the actual truth is on page 17.
Yeah,
so that's the reality, right?
It comes out. And you know what's the scary part? Most men are sitting at home like, oh, I'm safe. I'm good to go. I don't have to worry about this stuff. You do too, because at some point, if you become successful or become a target and a woman says, hey, he did this to me, you're in trouble too.
And I think it's some.
Hey, listen, I'm sorry. If they were following your goddamn advice, I wouldn't be surprised if some lady levied some false allegations towards them. All right. Between the both of you guys, there's so many false allegations you can count on. You can count on your fingers. All right. You can count on them. All right. And why do women levy false allegations against you, bozos? Because you guys sit there and lie to women and you promote lying. Now, am I saying that false allegations doesn't happen to innocent people? No, of course it does. Every now and then, innocent people get caught in a crossfire, and it's a tragedy when it happens. Okay. So no one's dismissing that. But we're talking specifically about Andrew Tate's case here. If you're not a goddamn trafficker, or you don't purposely lie to women and get them all pissed off at you to the point where they want to hurt you, all right, you almost don't have to worry about it. It's not something you have to worry about. Realistically, not to the scale these guys are trying to get you. They're fear mongering. That's what they're doing. They're taking Andrew Tate's situation and they're trying to fear monger. That's what they're doing, bro. And it's honestly cringe because it takes away from people who actually had false allegations levied against them. It's actually taken away from that because in Andrew Tate's case, it's completely different. There's evidence back there. Y'all can say there's no evidence as much as you like, but what we're seeing right now is the same thing that prosecutors have dropped on the Tate brothers. So we're gonna see those same evidence. It's gonna come out in court. You're making it worse for other people who actually got falsely accused because Tate is actually guilty. There's evidence. He's self-snitched. He's guilty. That's different from an innocent man. And y'all are trying to confuse the two. It's just so sick. That's honestly kind of disgusting. A guilty man trying to pretend he's innocent.
Something especially young men of today need to think about. If you're acting in a certain way with women that could in any way be misinterpreted as, negative or manipulative or whatever, if you become successful in 10 years' time, that's like a little landmine you've set that can come up later. Like men need to be super careful of how they interact with women. And my approach is, again, it might be
more fear-mongering. Just more fear-mongering.
A little too drastic for some, but consider Islam and consider doing it the right way. If you're bringing a bunch of women into your life, a bunch of strangers, I mean, if we want to talk purely security risk management, you can have the best security mitigation measures in the world. You can have the fences and the dogs and the cameras and everything, or you can just not bring the threat actors into your life. The more random people, you don't even need to gender it. The more random people you bring into your life, the more likely you're going to have narcissists, psychopaths, sociopaths who will lie to get a piece of, whether it's attention or clout or your money.
Well, isn't that what you're the guys who you're on a podcast promote to have sex with random women, as much random women as they can? Isn't that what they promote? So then why are you on here promoting the exact opposite? Oh, don't bring random women in your lives. Oh, so then you're saying that the women that Fresh and Fit's audience should bring in their lives are the women that the men love and trust, right? Because in that case, I would agree with you. But that's not what Fresh and Fit says. They say fuck as many bitches as possible. That means there are going to be a bunch of randos in that mix. Okay? Let's be real. So these guys promote you bringing a bunch of random women to your house, to your place, and just running amok. And you over here preaching the exact opposite, like we don't know who Fresh and Fit are. This is crazy, bro. Again with the cope.
Bringing in a lot of women into your life nowadays and you're engaging in a high amount of superficial sex, you are leaving yourself vulnerable, not just now, but 10 years down the track. Should you become
if you engage in a high amount of superficial sex, isn't that what Myron promotes? You fucking idiot. Oh my God.
Big figure, should you make money? I think men really need to, especially living in the West, they need to be very aware of who they're bringing into their lives because you are causing risk exposure for potentially the rest of your life.
Yeah, I think having receipts
very dangerous
and being cautious about who you bring in is definitely important. But once again, men don't think about the after effect of, okay, you know what? Bad chick, smash, what's next? And then the future holds, you never really know.
Yeah. Man, the risk is not worth the return. Every young man out there, it doesn't even have to be a young man, every man who's playing the field, is the risks or are the risks that come with doing so really worth the return? Is that 2 a.m. drunk sex really worth potentially in 10 years having your reputation completely slandered on a public level because someone decided that you did something bad?
Always, yeah, definitely.
Man,
it's a bad look.
Oh, it says the guy that has girls drunk on his show. Some of these girls are even drugged out. But alcohol and drugs are so bad. Dude, these guys are such hypocrites.
Dangerous days, man.
So let me ask you this, man. I know the audience probably would love to hear this. How are the Tates holding up right now? What's going on behind the scenes?
And you notice how Fresh and Fit didn't even really combat what he said. Because it goes against what they promote. He just said, hey, limit your access to random women, be careful, things like that. They don't promote that. That's why they don't even have a comeback to it. Because they know if they say anything remotely close to agreeing with what this man said, they'd be called a fraud. Because it goes against what they promote. And what they promote is debauchery. Multiple sex with random women. Matter of fact, did their mentor and master in chief, Bro Tomasi, actually explicitly said, get vasectomies so you can avoid family creation. And what is a vasectomy? Other than another form of birth control for men, right? So if you're trying to do that for all men, that means you're encouraging guys to go out there and have sex. That's what you're doing. Myron had the balls to say that a guy has to have sex with a woman first before he knows she's marriage material. Which is like, huh? No, you don't even need to have sex with a woman to know that. Just talk to her and you'll know. The moment a woman opens her mouth, you'll know if she's worth a damn or not. It goes both ways. So most dudes open their mouth and some girls will be like, yeah, I knew he was an idiot. Maybe you get the girl that ignore the red flags every once in a while, but I don't need to have sex with you to know that you crazy. I just have to listen to you talk. As soon as I hear you talk, oh, that girl crazy. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna just go this way. Have a good day. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just head on over here. I don't need to have sex with her because if I have sex with her, it makes it worse. But Myron said that And you notice they didn't have a comeback to what this guy says because they know they preach the exact opposite of what he says. But the fact that he just sat there and agree with it, it's just kind of odd.
On. Yeah, awesome. So just a bit of a disclaimer. I'm not a legal professional. I'm not Andrew Tate's manager. You've met Andrew. You've met Tristan. Try managing them. No, they'll never have a manager. But I am a close friend who has insights, which I can speak about, of course, very carefully when we're talking about the case. They are, as they have been from the whole, get-go, very resilient. Even in jail, they were resilient. They were still, doing their training. They were still together as brothers for the most part. The one thing about Andrew...
They were resilient in jail. And every single tweet we saw of Andrew Tate, they got cockroaches in here. I can't believe these niggas got me sleeping with the cockroaches. I got nothing but this tiny-ass TV playing music with a language I don't even understand. I don't even speak Ukrainian, bro, or Romanian. I don't know what the fuck they're saying, but they got me in a cell. I don't deserve to be here. I got cancer. Let me get out. Resilient? It seemed like they were the biggest bitches in jail. What are you talking about, resilient? Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit. They got me with roaches. I can't stay in this roach-infested crowd. Please help me. Resilient.
And Tristan now is, I believe that they are suitably concerned about the way this is going, in that we can see a very clear agenda. And I personally trust that an EU country will do the right thing. However, if it is a crime to say bad things on the internet that people don't like. If it is,
again, I'm sorry to pause this so often, right? He's saying the exact same thing Andrew Tate just said. He's basically saying the Romanian government are going to hem him up on false charges. In the same breath, they're talking about how they trust the legal system. You can't trust the system that is currently, like, literally framing your buddy. How can they be a good system to trust if they're framing your buddy? That doesn't make any sense. Why would that be a good, trustworthy system? It's like you either go all the way or you stop lying. Like, if they're trustworthy, then you say you trust the system. And whatever evidence that comes out, you got to trust it. But if they're not trustworthy, then you just got to stick to it. If they're hemming your boy up, then stick to the truth. They're untrustworthy. The Romanian government is this. But you guys can't. You guys are playing both sides here, and it makes y'all look weird.
It's a crime to have a relationship where you are that traditionally masculine man who, I mean, look, I don't talk about my relationships, but in a hypothetical sense, if I'm living in a situation where I'm responsible for women, I would like to have some insight as to how they live their lives. If they're going to walk down a dark street in the middle of the night, I would like to have the authority to say, hang on, no, you're my girl. I don't want you to be exposed to those risks.
Absolutely.
Now, if you can label that as it being a controlling man, and if that then is illegal, then potentially a lot of people are guilty. This is what I'm talking about. Like, it's not a clear cut.
Hey, dummy. I'm sorry. If you're walking down a dark alley and you're with your girlfriend, you don't need to tell her that you're the boss and you need to protect her. She automatically defaults to you if she already sees you as that guy. If you had to beg your girl that, no, baby, I'm going to be the one to protect you in this dark alley, means she don't got respect for you. And she probably got that blicky in the purse. And she don't trust your dumb ass to protect nothing. See, all y'all high-value nincompoops are out here just out here demanding respect from women because deep down, y'all actually don't have respect from women. Genuine respect from women. I know. Like, honestly, I know. Like, I'm going to tell you this. I know enough that I don't have to be as rich as you guys to get respect from women. I know that. All right. But y'all put all these barriers. Oh, I have to tell her I'm in charge. Okay. You got to listen to me. I'm your protector, your survivor. Okay. Just listen to me. She already defaults to that. If you were that dude, chances are you're not that guy. Sorry, you're not that guy, dude. So the fact that you have to keep asserting yourself, you and Andrew Tate, about the values you bring to a woman, it just means that what you're saying is dirt. You don't because realistically, that's just what it is. She doesn't respect you. Just listen to these guys just cope, bro.
Okay, putting boundaries on females is going to become illegal very soon.
And this is the crux of it. And I think everyone's sort of realizing this. Like, the Tates haven't done anything illegal. However, they have said a bunch of things online that people don't like. And some of that is obviously conscious to build that persona and to build that brand. But also, certain people who run their relationships in certain ways, you may not like it, but it's not illegal. Again, if I'm the sort of man who says, I take care of you, wife and your family, but as a part of that, I want to know that you're not doing anything risky, you're not walking down streets you don't know in the middle of the night. If that makes me a controlling and somehow manipulative guy, then a lot of people are going to be very, very much classified as guilty. And again, if that is being classified as a crime, that's a real concern. So I think at least that's where I am in terms of my interpretation of what's happening. The Tates have not done anything illegal. But if there's a really clear agenda, I mean, let's look at this. Let's deep dive a bit. Stalin's head of security, he was famous for saying during the communist era, show me the man, I'll show you the crime. The thinking being, in a communist system, I can find any citizen I want, especially one who's saying things we don't like, speaking against the party line, and I can find a way to accuse them of something and put them in jail. Romania, again, great country. I love it. Love the people. But if we're going to talk about the politics there, it is an ex-communist country. And
I'm sorry, but isn't that the whole reason why Andrew Tate moved there? Isn't that the whole reason why this dude was there in the first place? Because of the corruption? Wasn't that why? So why all of a sudden now that Romania is living up to the name, all of a sudden it's a problem? Oh, look at the old Soviet railroad. This is what, you guys are weird, bro.
I believe that certain entities in Romania are acting in that way. Oh, show me the man. We'll find a crime. If we want to put someone down, we'll find that crime. To me, from the outside, again, I'm not representing Tate here in any official capacity. It seems to me like that's what's happening. There are certain entities who are like, we don't like these guys. Our public image is now tied into being, the ones who deal with them and shut them down. I'm concerned in that if they want to find a crime, if they want to find a way to put you down, that's how communism works, man.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, he was targeted because
what?
Of influence.
Yeah, 100%.
That's really what it is. That's 1,000% like, oh no, you have too much influence. We got to reel this in somehow because he won't go ahead and sell out like a Logan Paul or a KSI or these other.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yo, Myron, you idiot, dog. Oh my fucking god. You honestly think this is all about selling out? Is that what you still think this is about? He moved to Romania because they would allow him to he can get away with the trafficking. That's why he moved there. Because he thought he can get away with it. It's not because of the shit he said on social media. Myron, I'm sorry, bro. Newsflash, you say the exact same thing Andrew Tate does. That's reality for you. Myron, matter of fact, I would even argue, especially when with your podcast and how you deal with women, I would argue you're worse off in what you say to women and how you treat them online than Andrew Tate does. At least what we see. The only difference between you and Andrew Tate, Myron, is that you're not running a webcam business. If you are, then you're going to get investigated, just like your daddy Tate. The worst of the worst that can come to what you guys do is getting canceled on Twitter, which he's got Elon Musk that brought him back. So you're not even going to get canceled on Twitter no more. Getting canceled on TikTok, sure. But to get arrested for that bullshit that you guys are saying, that's far-fetched. You do the exact same thing too. They should have hemmed you up when you went to Bucharest. When you went to visit Tate, if the Romanian government was that corrupt and they would charge people with no reason whatsoever, they should have charged your dumb ass when you went to visit him. Because you do the exact same thing he does. These guys they think we're stupid. Be too cool. He says, who is this blue suit cottonelle wearing clown, bro? Facts. He's like, if you took Mr. Clean and then you polished him up and put a jacket on him, sent them out to the Red Pill crew, that's what he looks like. Like, dude is stupid. I don't know who he is. Who is he? Like, what is this? Like, Myron acting like he don't see it. He don't say the same thing that Andrew Tate says. But the only difference is he doesn't run an illegal organization in Romania. These guys are dumb.
Really big mainstream guys that, their concern is, pushing gambling, pushing stupid shit.
Imagine how much money Tate could make if he went to one of these gambling sites.
Yeah.
The single most influential man for the youth today, but he won't. Imagine how much money he could make if he did some sort of crypto pump and dump or some NFT pump and
stuff.
dump.
Yeah.
Now, look, he's releasing products, but he's making them, he's released some virtual products that he's made.
Whoa. His Hustler University courses sell crypto courses. You shouldn't be talking. Hey, get this nigga off the stream right now. He shouldn't be talking. He's not making the Tate organization look good. I'm sorry, but crypto investing was part of Hustlers University. That was one of the Discord chats. Oh, but he's not being one of these big crypto guys. No. He just has crypto guys pay him to promote their course in his course. It's like a one giant multi-level marketing scheme that he had going on there and involved crypto. So the fact that you're saying, no, he's not like all these other crypto scammers out there. All right. No, he was. No, he exactly was. That crypto as a form of money making was part of his portfolio in Hustlers University and the War Room. So sit there and say he wasn't part of this big crypto shit, bull fucking crap. You talking about, dog? He is. He ran those crypto scams too. He just paid other people to promote it for him.
But he's not manipulating the way people like Logan Paul have done or other influencers have been behind pump and dumps. I believe he has an NFT, but he's releasing it for free when he buys merch. Yeah, he's a very ethical guy. And so people like that who have principles and won't sell out, to the party, essentially, if we're going to make that.
Or be politically correct for, an agenda, right? To push a certain narrative with certain people with maybe an ABC community, if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Too. And look, the Tates are not worried. At the end of the day, these guys I'm a lot more cautious than they are. These guys are such that they believe in their mission to present and represent traditional values, positive masculinity, all these things so strongly. They will take a lot of hits on their personal life, and you can see that happening now.
Yeah,
traditional values. Yeah, this guy runs 7 houses filled with girls who show their tits online to guys who are desperate. That's pretty traditional, if you ask me, right? Right, guys, is that the makings of a traditional male? Right, he just comes out here and promotes a hedonistic lifestyle, but apparently he's traditional, right? He's traditional. Let me get this straight. He's traditional. He's so traditional that he's getting crucified online because he's being traditional. Meanwhile, there's a case pending for pimping, webcam pimping, but he's traditional. You sound this guy is a big fuckhead, bro. Like, I don't know what else to say. He's a jerk off. You're a fucking jerk off, bro. That's just what he is, dog. Like, I don't get what this is. Like, it seems like he's coping really hard for Tate, meaning you shouldn't be talking for the Tate organization because you're making them look bad. You're basically making them out to be hypocrites.
The guy in the background being Mr. Cautious, Mr. Boring, maybe you shouldn't say this, maybe you shouldn't do that. They're going to do what they're going to do. They're that committed to what they view as the fight against.
I'm sorry. This is why you should have stayed in the background and not talked. You talking just make you sound stupid.
Modernity against degeneracy, against Shaitan, against the devil.
Yeah.
That's how serious they are about it. So I'm more concerned than them. I think they're on their mission. They're doing what they're doing. They're getting the training in. They're eating well. They're doing what they do anyway, except minus the driving and traveling.
You were there when everything was getting canceled, right? Like last year, summertime. Because I remember he was blown up, and then he had done the Full Send interview. He had done the thing with Aiden Ross, such was blown up, and then everything starts getting canceled. You were there, seeing it. At that point, what did you tell them? Like when processors are getting canceled. I mean, they got kicked off even Uber, which is ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah, indeed. Like, I saw it coming a few weeks out, and I said, I believe this is coming. And
what was that turning point for you? What made you say it's coming?
I just saw the influence getting such that the increased media coverage. I saw discussions at various high levels, and various bodies that have sway. Like there are various groups out there. They'll call themselves NGOs or activist groups. When they get a hold of something, they have the ability to push it. And I saw those initial.
I'm sorry. Well, could it be that he went on? Y'all remember that Nelk Boy interview I played? I can't play that no more because apparently that I didn't get my shit taken down. But that Nelk Boy interview I played in the last stream that I did. Y'all remember that? That was one of the podcasts he was doing. That podcast shot his fame up to unbelievable levels. And I wonder why people started to pay attention to what Andrew Tate said after that podcast. Could it be that he broke down how he started his webcam business? All right. Could it be how he broke down how he defrauded a bunch of these young men to basically giving them their entire life savings? Could it be how even after he bragged about defrauding these young men, he also bragged about how he didn't give a shit about the men he defrauded? Could it be that those things alone, people who actually have hearts watching that shit can say, hey, man, this guy's a scumbag. We should probably look into him. Could it be? It wasn't because of his wealth, or it wasn't because of how famous he got. It wasn't because of any of that. It was because he went on massive platforms and did nothing else but self-snitched. That's what gave him that attention. That's what got people banning him. Because I'm sorry, bro. If I got a guy who's bragging about all these crap he's doing to women and shit like that, and I'm seeing other platforms ban him, and I'm a big private platform myself, I don't want that heat. Bye-bye. I'm sorry, I'm a private platform, right? Right? I'm private, free speech, America, right? You can't control private institutions to force them to do shit, right? All of a sudden, all these private organizations, right, are now the matrix, right? These privately capital groups right here, they're all matrix. They're all part of the matrix, right? But yet you guys are promoting the same materialistic capitalist system that you're complaining about as part of the matrix. This is fucking dumb.
Phases that push. I said to Andrew, this is coming, and he's the CEO of his own brand. He'll listen to me. Obviously, I'm in no position to really push anything. Yeah. And he acted on some of what I said and built some contingencies. I mean, you want to talk about being resilient. His organization continues to flourish, which is incredible. The real world continues to add value to hundreds of thousands of students, even though there's been all this cancellation. So he did listen, but at the end of the day, he's got his mission and he's not going to stop.
Yeah.
He is so committed to the fight against Shaitan and representing, yes, young man, you can resist the slave programming. You can resist being a sheep. You can embody those traditionally masculine goals in life and live them out without being shamed for it. That he won't stop. He is so dead.
I'm sorry. Was part of the mission when he was duping these young men out of their life savings, buddy? Hey, you're his bodyguard, right? So was part of his mission duping these guys out of their life savings by pretending that he was these girls that they were chatting with online just to steal their money from? To pretend that your girl online, even to take money from these guys, that's fraud, because they're not actually talking to these girls. They're talking to Andrew Tate or guys who are working for Andrew Tate. So I'm sorry, was that part of his mission when he was defrauding men and making millions out of it? Oh, I'm sorry. Was it his mission then after defrauding those guys to go ahead and promote a culture where he's making those same guys feel bad about the decisions he actually walked them into? All these guys who were simping and all this stuff like that, he created that. He was part of that empire. A lot of these guys who are falling for OnlyFans girls, the majority of dudes who are falling for OnlyFans girls, majority of dudes who are falling for e-thoughts, right? The very same women these guys complain about, those are the very same women these guys surround themselves by. Fresh and Fit, nothing but OnlyFans women on their platforms. Andrew Tate, nothing but OnlyFans women on his platforms. So was it a degenerate behavior then or a part of his mission? Or is it a degenerate behavior now or part of his mission? Which one is it? Because I'm confused. Because to me, it seems like he started selling poison to men by scanning them with these cam sites. And then all of a sudden, once that profit or non-profit, however that started to work, when that started to wane a little bit, he decided to switch up strategy and start profiting off of men and pretend to sell the antidote. He's a two-timing scammer.
Dedicated to what he's doing. And Tristan's the same. It's really good to see Tristan speaking up more.
Yeah,
absolutely. A lot of people don't realize how smart Tristan is.
Dude, that's why I made sure when we went to Romania, like I made sure I was like, Tristan, we got interviews. Like, listen, man, I don't want to take the spotlight off Andrew. I was like, no, man, we got an interview because I had a bunch of conversations with him when I was there. And for those that don't know, Tristan's extremely smart when it comes to history, especially. I'll sit there and talk with him for hours about, World War II, Romanian history, history in Eastern Europe in general. It's like fascinating. It's like an encyclopedia. Didn't have to, and you'd say, look this up on Wikipedia, and he'd be like half drunk too. He could say all this stuff, and I'm like, holy shit. So, really sharp guy, really smart guy, and people. It's a shame. I wish he was on camera more so people can see how smart he really is. And when it comes to geopolitics, one of my favorite people to talk to. I learn a lot when I talk to him. And yeah, dude, I just like but he never wants it. He wants obviously, he's like, my brother's a leader. He's a star. I'm here to support him. It is what it is. But that's why, like, when we went there, I was like, no, we need an interview, man. It's like, I think people saw that interview and they're like, oh, we need to interview Tristan too.
Exactly. Tristan's the type of guy, man, that's like cool being behind the scenes like yourself, but he knows what he wants to do with his brother and the whole community. I think like Tristan.
That's because Tristan is Luigi. Okay, he's player fucking 2. That's what Tristan is, okay? He doesn't have the star power his brother that he's got, okay? And he knows that. So he plays the player 2 role, okay? Tate's Mario, all right? Tristan Tate's Luigi. It is what it is. I mean, y'all just trying to make him seem like some noble guy that, just wanted to be the back scene guy, just let his brother take the forefront. That's stupid because he's about to do time with his brother right now. So, bro, miss with that nonsense, though. He's player 2. I think he knows that. It is what it is.
The whole history of like the world and how it works. He loves to talk to other people when he's drunk, especially the whole information. I think that by itself, just showing, I'm going to add value, don't anything in return, it goes a long way too as well.
Yeah,
so Tristan, man.
And his analysis of the human condition, of history, of why society is the way it is remarkable. And he has a very different intelligence to Andrew. Like, yes, they're very close as brothers, but they're also very uniquely exceptional in their own ways. And I'm really glad that Patrick McDavid interview happened with Tristan, because now the world's starting to say, hang on, this 6'5" Adonis-looking guy, with the lifestyle, is actually a deep thinker. So it's great to see that being recognized.
I'm surprised to see how much you know about Romanian history more than anyone else I know.
He'll speak all day.
He knows so much about
more than Romanians, man. He'll speak all day.
He has a very deep respect and love for the country too.
100%.
You know what I mean?
And
he really respects the country. Yeah. So it's like, I mean, he would name battles and war, etc. We were talking about everything from like Alexander the Great, the Romans, everything. Like, Google this, and I'd look it up, and everything he said was factually correct. I was like, what the hell?
Do you know what's freaky? He can hear an audiobook and recite all the numbers and the names of the commanders of certain battles that 6 months ago, he can talk about that audiobook as fresh as if he just listened to it 5 minutes ago. This is a very rare level of intelligence for that man. And I'm glad that the world's starting to realize that. He's got a lot of value to bring.
Yeah. He's like a damn historian. He probably doesn't want to say that, but he's like, no, I don't want to come off as a dweeb. Don't tell anybody this, but
because he's a dweeb. I mean, they're dweebs. It is what it is. Nothing wrong with that. Dweebs are cool now, okay? It is what it is. All right, but he's a dweeb. And I'm sorry, what does him being a historian have to do with the charges? I don't care what him being a historian. Listen, I don't brag about geopolitics, but I know a whole lot of shit about geopolitics. That's for sure. But I don't see it talking about it. I got another channel that talks about that. I got a post on that channel, by the way. I'm sorry, Chad. I've just been really busy. I got a project that I'm working on right now. To me, it's a very big project. I'm actually share with you guys when it comes out. But it's taking a lot of my time. So much so that my time is stuck between doing that and then I got YouTube. That's it. I'm busy. But I talk about geopolitics, and I'm an unassuming guy, right? You wouldn't know. So that's nothing special. Just because he talks about Romania politics doesn't mean shit. He lives there. He has to know that shit. Why would you live in a country where you don't even know their history? That's dumb. I'm in America. I'm not American. I'm Nigerian. I know a lot about American history. I know a lot about European history. I know a lot. Even Romania, even when they were part of the Soviet bloc, I know a lot about that. So that's not a flex. Y'all sitting there trying to make him sound like he just knows what he needs to know. And apparently he should have known the laws. That's what he should have been studying. Instead of history, he should have been studying the present. Because the laws right now got him. Not history. The laws got him. Clearly, he doesn't know enough about the laws. If he knew a lot about the laws, he would have been smarter. He would have moved better. Oh, yeah, he studies history. Yeah, okay, he should have studied the law. Maybe that could have helped him in this case. Hey, how's Romanian history going to help you while you're in prison for trafficking? Dumb fuck.
That is he's a fucking historian.
Red dweeb with hands.
Yeah. So, like, what do you think is the future for them? What's the forecast on the release? What's the mission after?
All right. So personally, my assessment, and again, I don't represent the Tates in any formal capacity. Romania is still an EU country.
Yeah.
And the entities that have this agenda against Tate, they still need to go through a judicial process.
Yes.
At the moment, I think they're dragging it out as much as they can.
Of course.
And I think they'll pull out all the different games they can to continue to drag it out, because the next step is charging them. The next step is going to court. And guess what? In court, evidence has to stand up.
Exactly.
And the evidence is a joke. It's illogical. It doesn't make sense.
It's the only TikTok accounts.
Yeah, exactly. But also, one of the key things, and you'd know this better than me, for a crime to be proven, you need the act, you need the intent, you need motivation, capability. All these different things have to add up.
Yeah.
What's happening now is we're presupposing intent. We are saying you went and set up a criminal group so that you could then exploit somebody. It's hang on. How do you assess someone's intent in their head? It's an intangible.
Oh, no. Hey, this is where you're stupid. They could just follow the money. Oh, like the millions of dollars in Bitcoin they found, right? Because he also said that he takes payment in Bitcoin. They found the wallets. They got the Bitcoin money. There's your fucking incentives right there. Like, these guys actually think you're stupid. This idiot over here, Mr. Clean, dressed in a suit, he actually thinks you guys are stupid and you wouldn't catch this. Like, what do you think? Why do you think they confiscated financial records? There's the intent right there. The intent was to make money. They got the Bitcoin. They got the cars. They got the mansions. They got all of that shit because those were the intent. Ultimate goal was money. So for you to sit there and say, oh, they can't prove intent, like, where is the proof for intent? Chat, I'm getting a headache, bro.
And so even though there are certain entities trying to push this agenda on the Tates, I have to believe that the judicial process in an EU country will map it all out and say, look, bodies who are pushing to put the Tates away, props for your enthusiasm, but the facts are still the facts.
Yeah.
And there's still a judicial process in this country.
What facts? What facts do you have to prove there's no link? Y'all just saying shit.
So they're going to have to be released. That's my best case scenario.
Okay.
The worst case would be that they get charged, but I don't see how, because it logically doesn't make sense. And
because you're not thinking logically. This is a guy who's thinking with his emotions, yeah? You just dismissed every fact that was out there, and then you dismissed the intent by saying there's no intent, even though we have intent, which was to make money. And then you're gonna turn around and say, I don't see why these guys got charged. Well, you're woefully overlooking all the evidence and all the facts that the prosecutors put out. So if you willfully overlook the evidence and facts, of course you're not gonna see why they got charged, because people like you stay in the dark like good little dummies you are. And that's why I actually don't think he's dumb. I'm saying dummies because I'm referring to the people who actually believe this crap they're saying. All right, he's being disingenuous. He's purposely lying. He has to be, otherwise he's actually stupid. But I think he's lying. How are you gonna say, oh yeah, there's no intent, there's no proof, there's no nothing? But I still can't see why they got charged though, even though there's all this proof and evidence right there.
What's that word? Exculpatory evidence?
Exculpatory, yes.
I learned that from you. I'm probably still pronouncing it correctly.
No worries.
There's a whole bunch of evidence that even though those entities trying to put the Tate brothers away aren't acknowledging, that will have to come out in a judicial process.
Absolutely.
You have WhatsApp messages released from a credible source, these entities, these agencies involved, where the women are saying, hey, let's do this, let's do that. Hey, you deserve an Oscar. Hey, let's go to Netflix. They are conspiring. You want to talk about intent?
Yeah.
Hey,
No. See, that's where you got it wrong. Y'all just going to okay. They're being disingenuous with that. What do you call it? That WhatsApp messages they're reading, because the part where the girls are saying, "Oh, we got to sell it and make it Hollywood," and they weren't conspiring or whatnot. It was literally a conversation thread between one girl who escaped the Tate mansion, who was trying to get another girl to escape the Tate mansion, and she eventually did. All right. When those two girls finally escaped, okay, they were talking about how they had to plan it, right? While the one girl who was still trapped under Tate's mansion had to pretend that she was in love with Tate and had to pretend that she wasn't trying to go anywhere or do anything, that she was loyal to Tate. And so Tate would let his guard down, and then they can beeline it out of there. We read the full context of the WhatsApp messages on this stream, so we're not stupid. Y'all the ones who are being disingenuous with the facts right now. We read the whole thing, and after they escaped, they were talking amongst each other about how it was like Hollywood, right? It was because with their situation, to them it was like planning the great escape, escaping Andrew Tate. That's what they did. So they were laughing about it. It was a joke where, oh, we should sell it to Hollywood or sell our story or whatnot, whatever it is. That's what the story was. But like y'all are making it seem like, oh no, they purposely just wanted to conspire against the Tates. No, like the chick legitimately needed help escaping the Tate mansion, and one of the girls who was formerly trapped there helped her escape. And it was their great escape, and they were bragging about getting a movie about it. It wasn't even bragging. They was just, maybe we should get a movie made about this or get an Oscar for this. Y'all are trying to make it sound like they were actually conspiring against the Tate. That's not what it is. Like, this is so disingenuous. It's not even funny. And the fact that they've taken this narrative and try to run with it to make it seem like, oh yeah, these girls were just trying to make money. That's what it was. It's a lie. It's a complete lie, because there were other parts of the thread where the girl was actually talking to her mom and dad. But they're not going to talk about that piece. When her dad was like literally worried for her, where she was apologizing to her dad and pretty much crying over text, saying, I didn't mean to, I didn't know, all this stuff. They skipped all that. Just the part after the girl left the mansion, they were just having a little bit of a laugh.
They are on record showing they have intent to lie in order to benefit from the Tates, both in terms of attention, money, Netflix fame, whatever. That's there. And even though the Western media wants to ignore that, a judicial process will have to look at that. And I do not see how they could credibly be put away.
Like, when I look back, we were the only big platform that put those WhatsApp messages out, that broke down the CCTV footage, etc. Like, as far as like a podcast type platform.
You didn't do it. You broke it down with bias, bro. You breaking down the story was the exact same way you broke down that Anna Quinn situation. You talked about nothing. That's essentially what it is. Y'all broke down nothing, and the idiots following you gobbled it all up.
Like, I know that there's BS in these reporting channels, which is great. But like, if you're not like following Andrew very closely, you might not even know what these channels are. But like, no one else like went out and put any of this information out, like all this exculpatory evidence. I was like, what the?
We did. How is our evidence drastically different from yours? How about that? It seemed like you only covered a certain piece about those text messages, but our channel covered the full context. So it seems like you guys are the ones putting shit out of context just to make a point. Someone call that an emotional argument, emotional straw manning, whatever you want to do. You were doing a podcast out of emotion for your daddy Tate. But we didn't arrive to the same conclusion you guys did. The one we had was a lot clearer that Tate was guilty of something. And realistically, we weren't the only ones that covered it. Bruce Rivers covered it too. A bunch of other content creators covered this shit, and they knew it was about to get crazy. Y'all didn't do shit. Y'all just got up there and lied for your daddy Tate for 5 straight hours.
Fuck is this? Yeah, like that shows that these girls were conspiring to put a fake charge on these guys, and then no one put the pictures up of them in the French Riviera partying it up for weeks.
And you know what's scary? None of these girls are liable for what they did, and it's scary because
one of them is still here in Miami.
There you go. And the worst part is this whole trial, this whole case. Like, I can't speak on the details, or whatever. But I think for the most part, this evidence is non-existent. But at the same time, is there trial like fair? Is anything fair about this whole situation? No. So I'm worried that like it not being fair, they might try to spin something which is not even true, which is going to lead to them, ultimately being.
Well, remember, the standard to prove someone guilty is a lot more than the standard to arrest them.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in the United States, the probable cause, and then in the court of law, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. Most first world countries that have some type of a judicial process, they have something similar to that. But yeah, the evidence will have to come out eventually of what they got. I mean, they still haven't been charged, which is crazy to me. It's been over a year.
But they already dropped charges. Why y'all lying? Like, we're supposed to believe that you were genuine with your breakdowns with Andrew Tate and the footage and whatever it is, right? The text messages and WhatsApp. We were supposed to believe that you're genuine about that, but you're here lying about the charges. They got charged. The same day you came out with this podcast, they got charged. They were already charged. The moment Andrew Tate was done with that interview, that little emergency meeting, they charged them. They charged them. Both of them. So for you to sit there and say after a year they haven't brought any charges, you're lying. So you're already proven that even if you break down shit, you're disingenuous. You're both liars. You just sat up here and lied to our faces, and you expect us to believe that you're telling the truth when you actually broke down the evidence? You're a fucking liar. We just caught you in a lie. They got charged as you're doing a video talking about, yeah, the charges hasn't come yet. And I can see why you are a former Homeland Security agent, okay? Former is a key word. You're terrible at your job.
Because if you remember, all this bullshit popped off April of last year. Now we're in June, right? Almost in July.
The charges came in June. They came. What was this? When was this interview done? Bruh, what are we talking about? It literally happened like 2 days ago. Actually, no, it was 3 days ago. Because yesterday was Wednesday. And Wednesday is when they actually had to show up. They got charged on Tuesday this week. That's 3 days ago.
It's wild.
So what I'd say to the fans of the Tate brothers, they're fine. They're super. Like what you see is what you get. Mentally resilient as it comes. Right? They're not phased. If you are concerned about what's happening to them, continue to push their message and the positivity behind it. Pursue masculine excellence in all areas of life. Be that upstanding man of honor who's working harder than everyone else. That's how the fans can help support Tate. Show the positive benefits of living by his message. You know, read the 41 tenets of Tate, print them out, live by them. It's very clear guidance for life. It's very powerful stuff. I get a lot of people writing to me, oh, what can I do? How can I help? Excel in your own life as per, you know, the role model and the guidance that is the Tate brothers. That's how you can show that they are actually a positive force for humanity.
To your point, just being a supporter, follower of Tate, when you do good in the world and you give back, you give charity, of course, like what Tate brothers do. You say, you know what? I follow Tate. Here's me as an example. People say, oh, damn, this is how Tate followers are. I would do the same thing.
Exactly.
Give an example. Goes a long way.
100%. All these Tate followers who think that
hold on. I don't know if you noticed, Fresh, but that's not how that works. People who are proudly proclaiming that they support Andrew Tate are some of the meanest, nastiest dudes you'll find out there. They're not there promoting their lives. They're out there being douchebags. That's what they are. They're not fucking out there living good lives. A lot of them they're not even high value. They're high schoolers. They're out here talking about this is how women should act because I'm a high value man. You should obey me. They're out here becoming pariahs listening to that Andrew Tate bullshit. They're not gaining anything from listening to that guy. I don't know, chat. Somebody need to get Fresh up out of there, bro. Like Fresh is just so dumb.
Somehow helping Tate by writing negative comments on you know, media articles or you know, sending hate at various reporters. That's not what Tate stands for.
Don't do that.
Be a professional.
But they do that. That's exactly what Tate fans do. Matter of fact, they in our chat. They in our chat right now. They in our chat talking shit. Hey, yo, listen to your daddy. He said don't do that. See, your daddy Tate doesn't want y'all over here in my chat talking shit. All right. And those of you guys who be watching the comment section later, Andrew, y'all already heard it from Mr. Clean Bodyguard over here. He said that Andrew Tate would not like you coming to my chat room talking shit. Okay. So the fact that y'all in my chat room talking shit, y'all in my comment section talking shit, you are disappointing your Papa Tate. All right. So listen to him. All right. He knows what he's talking about. Stop talking shit in the chat because y'all proving Tate right. Actually, you proving us right that Tate's a scumbag. But he's saying that Tate says don't write negative comments under people who are doing media, right? Well, we're doing media, and y'all should stop, right? But according to that, y'all should stop, right? Y'all over here, Tate W, all that, y'all should live by this example, right? Not because realistically, a lot of you guys are just scumbags themselves. That's what they are. They'll come out here because deep down they're trolls. That's what they are. They're incel trolls, a lot of them. So that's what they're telling them to not talk shit about people talking crap about Tate or people criticizing Tate, right? Telling them to not go in there and hate criticize. All right, it's impossible. That's like telling them to not drink water or breathe air. It's impossible for them. They're gonna come in there in the chart rooms. They're going to the media. They're gonna start talking shit, especially if their leader is being antagonistic towards the media.
Focus on your own life, excel in your own life. That's what Tate stands for. That's how you can support the cause. Because at this moment, it's more than just, you know, one or two men, the Tate brothers. These guys are cultural icons leading the fight against wokeism, against modern degeneracy, against all of the perversion we see in Western society. And no one else is really. There aren't that many people who are speaking that openly because look at the consequences that come with it. Show me the man, I'll show you the crime. You know, they can't. The system will come after you when you hit a certain point of influence.
So you're a professional risk mitigator. How do you think they're going to live after, you know, this all clears?
I mean, look, they're a lot more sort of courageous than me. I'm a bit more cautious as a man. They're going to go back to living the way they want to live, which is having a positive impact on society. You know, working with people who've shown loyalty, like you guys for sure. Obviously, they enjoy driving their cars. Dubai, Romania. I don't think they want to change their lives that much. And in an ideal world, the reality will show through very clearly, whether it's things being dragged out then dropped or an actual formal judicial process. I don't see any credible, real world way that they're not released. I think this will get dragged out for as long as possible. Yeah. But to actually try and charge them on this ridiculous TikTok scheme nonsense, I don't see that happening. So they're going to go back to living the way they always want to live, and they will use their even more increased influence for good. Tate is aware of the fact that he has the ears of young men around the world. And so, as you'll see in his final message on Rumble, he's a lot more cognizant of that fact. So he's a lot more cautious of what he says. Back in the day when he had 5,000 followers, say whatever you want. You know what I mean? But now he understands he is a leader of young men, and he is a thought leader of masculinity globally. So when he gets out, both of them, I believe Tristan will be a lot more active also, they'll use their influence for fighting against all the negative matrix programming that we see, especially for young men.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't. If I have to hear Matrix one more time, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit, dog. I'm done. I'm actually over here dealing with a crazy ass migraine because I can't. Like, these people are fucking like, I don't like. I gotta cut on the Matrix. I'm sorry. There is no fucking Matrix. There's Andrew Tate and the shit that he put out there online. If you don't like it, then tell your buddy to shut the fuck up. That's it. But he's not gonna keep quiet. He's gonna keep bragging. He's gonna keep doing what the hell he's doing. And guess what? I hope after this lengthy trial that he goes through, I hope he finally learns his goddamn lesson that pimping girls online isn't really cool. All right. And also bragging about how you made money online isn't cool either. All right. Be rich. But be rich in silence. No one needs to hear about it. All right, you just bring an unnecessary, you're bringing an unnecessary target to your backs that you don't need. All right, that's just what it is. Y'all complain about it in the red pill all the time. Oh man, don't flaunt your wealth because the women are going to see you as a target. And then here's Andrew Tate flaunting his wealth, and then we're all surprised that he's a target. No. When these guys fuck up, it's not taking accountability. It's the Matrix fault. That's what they're trying to tell you. When they screw up, the Matrix fault. All right, but when women screw up, it's their fault, and they need to take personal accountability. Make it make sense. It seems like it's one rules for you, the other rules for the women. Make it make sense. Like, y'all can't have your cake and eat it both. Like, it sounds stupid. Okay, you're contradicting each other. All right, if you fuck up, all right, it is what it is. You got to take accountability for your decisions. No one else has to. It's not this mythical Matrix. All right, the Matrix was based off of a movie directed by trans women or trans men. I don't know, but it was something. It was a movie. But y'all are taking this movie to heart, making it seem like this is a real world thing. It's not. If anything, Trey was part of that. He was part of that institution. He was building platforms for that. He was just mad because he wasn't part of the rich boy club. He was still under 50 million and under. He's on the 50 million under club. He hasn't reached billionaire status yet. All right, so he wasn't let into that club. He wishes he was in that club, but he wasn't in that club. So he talks shit about the club he's not in, like a fucking high school toddler. High school toddler, that doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, he just behaves like a toddler sometimes, but a high schooler. Guys, I don't know what else to say. Let me know in the chat, because you know how I like my ones and twos, okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you know for a fact he's going to face some jail time or prison time. Put a 2 in the chat if you think like these other guys who you believe he's innocent, all right? 1, he's going to face some consequences, all right, and finally take accountability, whether it's in Romanian prison or whatever. Or 2, he's innocent and all the charges are going to be dropped after this trial. I want y'all to let me know, because at least that way we have to understand the intelligent people at home that Andrew Tate is trying to reach out here with his dumb messaging, okay? So let me know in the chat, 1s and 2s. 1, he's guilty, 2, he's innocent. All right, and I'm going to catch you guys on the next stream. I'm done with these bozos, man. They're freaking killing me.